This is very, very impromptu, guys. I apologize. I was not supposed to be live streaming today, but some shit has come up. Guess we're doing what we gotta do. Let me get Jaymes Hanson the link. And then let me send it to DBZImran. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I am tired. I was not at home. I was in bed. I was just sitting online watching some Tekken matches. I had to get out of the bed that I was in, come back home, and we're gonna do this discussion now because it seems the Bleach community and the Dragon Ball community seem to be on fire, and we're here now. So I am very tired. Very, very sorry if I look rough. This wasn't meant to be happening right now, but we're gonna wait to see what happens when these guys get here. What's going on, Alexis? Good to see you all here. What's going on, Makai? All right, I've got Jaymes Hanson in the back. James, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're just waiting for. Have you spoken to Imran?
Just through text.
Okay.
I did tell him that you sent me the link.
Okay. All right. We'll wait until he gets it. I've sent him the link over. Would you say you were chatting to Afro just now?
We were like, I messaged him. I think I messaged him at 22:11 before we like agreed on this, and then he responded 20 minutes later. I just said, "Yo, if you got time, you're free to talk. Let's talk." And he was like, "Sure." And then I told him to add me on Discord, and he just didn't. So I'm like, "Okay, cool. Priorities,
Alright.
innit?" So
I'll send him the link to join
first
here.
come, first serve, innit?
Alright, well, I guess whilst we're waiting for them to start, I might as well just ask you off the bat. Did you watch the entire podcast that we did about Bleach?
I watched about maybe like an hour, give or take.
Okay, so based on what you saw, what was your impressions of the podcast?
A bit chaotic, truth be told. You know, again, from people that I don't really know. With all due respect, you know, like I felt like there was definitely like instances where people wanted to say things but couldn't because people were over speaking. So it was a bit chaotic. So it was a bit, you know, it gave me an inflation of like egos trying to have opinions. But like my thing going into like this whole Twitter thing, right, is that I have no beef with like you or any of the creators in that space. I just hear something, think it's fucking stupid, and then I comment on it, right? And that's fine. I'm no different than a YouTube comment in that regard, right? And it's me saying how stupid the comment was rather than going at the person. It was only then I think it was Yaya, because I messaged Yaya after posting it saying, by the way, I know you was in that stream. I have nothing against you. Just to let you know that I'm just commenting on the statements that I made. And I want to make that abundantly clear.
Okay, so what is it that you found stupid?
Did you not see the tweets?
Well, there was a few of them, and there was a few comments made. But now that you're here, because there's a lot of people watching right now, you might as well just outline to everybody exactly what you found stupid.
Well, I mean, the first one was I mean, most of it pertains to Six, right? And whether it's like a character or whatever, right? Is that the comments that, again, I was introduced to him first and foremost because I get shit sent to me all the time on like Discord and Twitter and shit like that, right? So I was introduced to him with his tweets first about like how the Bleach community was coming like off at him, and I didn't have context obviously. And then I saw the whole like mall thing, that like the in real thing that he was doing. And again, I saw that because Yaya retweeted or quote tweeted it. And I thought that was stupid. I thought that tweet was like, what case study are you trying to like fucking prove here? Like, whatever. And then I got linked to the stream, and I went into it and I was listening, and then it was the like, oh, how many people like do you think are going to buy it? And then he said like 2 to 3K max, and I was like, you can have that opinion and that's fine. Like, you know, anime games compared to like 2016 don't really do numbers like that, to be honest, in this day and age. Well, then again, they never really did, but it was the how you characterize yourself in how you say it, right? If it sounds malicious, if it sounds disingenuous, then you can't then expect the audience or the people watching or the Bleach community to listen to that and not know your character in the first and foremost of it all, and expect them to not hate you for, not hate you, but heavily disagree with the things that you say, because they're going to be like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? And the way he expresses himself about it, right? He's not saying like, oh, you know, like, you know, from what I've personally seen, maybe 2 or 3K, but like I could be wrong. But Six went, come on, bro, like 2, 3. It came off very arrogant, right? And that's the energy you give towards a fandom, towards your statement. And that's the point I was making, is that you can't play victim when you came off coy in the first place.
Okay.
Out of context or not, right?
All right, Imran, sorry for not greeting you when you came in.
Yeah, no problem.
So I was asking James just before I go into it. Obviously, I don't know how much of the podcast that you saw, but I saw your comments as well. Was there anyone in particular in the podcast that you took issue with, or is it just the podcast in general that you had an issue with?
I think the thing is, it sounded like a pack of hyenas when I was watching it. Like, it was like everybody has this one mentality, and they basically, it's like Bleach fans are here, and like there's this new hot Bleach thing. We're moving into it, and we want to be a part of the community, but we don't know as much as the fans. I think that they're intimidated by how much knowledge you kind of need to have for this series, because Kubo goes very in depth with his manga. The names are complicated, hard to remember. The abilities are difficult, but as a content creator, no one's like forcing you to make videos on this game. Like, if you don't want to, like, don't. If it's too hard, like, I think that you're doing a disservice to your fans by like making content on the game if you haven't got all the facts right. Do you get me? Like, that's the least you can do if you've got a million like subscriber audience. Look into the terms, like look into this character, or like if you're breaking down character gameplay trailers, like look into that character specific movesets. Like, there's a Wikipedia full of like that character's moves and abilities that could quickly read up on, get a basic gist, even get a chat GPT summary. Like, you know, it's not hard nowadays to be clued up for your audience. So there's no excuse. I think my issue is just people using this like excuse that Bleach is just too complicated when, you know, it isn't. Like, it really isn't if you've got all the resources at hand. My issue is with that guy, you know, who's claiming that Rebirth of Souls isn't going to sell well, and he's comparing it to like a 2011 game on PS3, and he's comparing it to a different situation now where Bleach has returned. It's had one of the biggest comebacks in anime history with the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, and he's saying he's going to go to his local mall and he's going to ask people who's more popular, Goku or Ichigo, which is like doesn't make sense at all. And you've got that guy in the podcast, and then Afro's like agreeing with him about like how fans you know, are not welcoming. And then I'm sure you saw my quote retweet where I showed why fans are apprehensive and why there's a bit of an issue with guys like Afro coming in the scene now, chiming in after talking shit for like 4 or 5 years. I mean, I'm sure James would agree. We all want the game to do well.
Here's the thing, right? It's like, and YouTubers with their egos don't understand this. We have no benefit whatsoever in getting in drama. Absolutely no benefit at all. It doesn't benefit me, doesn't benefit Imran, doesn't benefit you guys. I mean, shit, it's good entertainment. Fuck, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, if you ask, as a content creator, if you ask or make a statement, why does the Bleach fandom hate me? Why are they not welcoming? And then you can go back and see why they might not be welcoming. And then you point that mirror in the face and you say, this might be why, right? That's the reason. That isn't an attack from me or Imran or anybody else in the sphere, right? Again, I can't talk for everyone. Everyone could be a malicious dickhead, right? But it's pointing up that mirror and saying, look, what do you expect? This is what you said. You have to hold that, right? Accept it and just do better, right?
All right,
And
let
that's
me give
it.
it to you from my perspective, based on this whole thing, because I'm coming from the outside in, from a fighting game perspective.
Sure.
So to me, it's irrelevant if it's Bleach. It makes no difference to me. It could be
Oh,
Baki,
100%.
it could be
100%.
JoJo's. I'm looking at it as like this looks like a really good fighting game. I play Tekken and Soul Calibur, and I'm looking at the Bleach fighting game, and it looks to me like something that people that play competitive fighting games would be interested in. So when I'm talking to people and inviting them on to give their thoughts, I don't really mind if they're detractors or if they're involved in the game. I'm more trying to understand the game mechanically. But for my experience of the Bleach community has been extremely negative, and it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm going to play the game regardless.
Is it
I'll make
negative for
content.
you, or is it negative because other people in your group are getting negative
No,
feedback?
it's negative towards me before this podcast
And
happened.
what is the reason that they give for that negativity?
Well, I made a post about Rebirth of Souls and it picked up a bit of traction. And I had a bunch of these people commenting. I've never seen them before. They don't follow me. I don't know who they were. I guess it said Bleach in the caption, so it must have popped up on their timeline. And I was saying, oh, this looks like a really sick game. I think people that play conventional fighting games are going to love it. And I had this guy, a bunch of him, I don't know who they were, saying, "Oh, you're a refugee. You're not welcome in this community. Go back to Tekken. We don't want you here. I don't see any posts about Bleach on your timeline. I don't see any gameplay videos about Bleach."
Yo,
I
that's
told
what
him,
happened.
yeah, I told him to go fuck himself because it's a video game at the end of the day.
Right.
So even if I hate Bleach, it's irrelevant because this is a video game.
Yeah,
But that's that's been my
it's completely
experience.
fair game, right? It's like, bro, you think like I haven't had like every fucking One Piece community or My Hero Academia community or Boruto community come at my head? Like, of course. Like, it's not a Bleach specific thing, right? And that's predominantly the problem, right? It's just a genuinely internet thing. Unless it's like
that,
someone
yeah.
of significance. And I'm not saying the audience isn't significant, but like it is obviously always going to be the minority who are the loudest, right? And you shouldn't use that minority as the overarching, fandom. I mean, the question is that after your tweet and the backlash that you got, right, however big or small, did it proceed longer than a day or even a week?
In my case, yesterday we were doing a live stream. These guys watching can corroborate, and another one showed up saying, "Oh, stay out of our community," blah blah blah. Now, for me personally, it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless. But I play loads of different anime games. I've played Demon Slayer, JoJo's, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dragon Ball, and I've only ever seen this coming from. I'm not gonna say every Bleach fan, obviously, but I've seen this mostly coming from Bleach fans. And I remember you did a video some time ago, James, where you were talking about gatekeeping and not allowing people into the community that have been critical of Bleach historically.
That's not
And I
what I
watched. You didn't. I'm paraphrasing, but
No,
you had this
and-
whole
yeah,
you
yeah,
had the whole
I know,
spiel
but
about
that-
gatekeeping.
that if I understand, and I knew that this was going to get brought up. I want to be very specific. I get nothing out of sorry, I get nothing out of gatekeeping people, right? I just think there's a time and a place for gatekeeping, right? And that's all I'm saying. There's
That's
specific
not what you said, though, is
individuals.
it?
There's specific individuals that should not, in my view, switch up, because that is, again, from an objective marketing standpoint, everyone should jump into the game. Fantastic, right? We all fucking like Bleach gets more shit, right? But for me as a creator, and from what I've seen, there's certain people who are very disingenuous, and I fucking hate that. And I talk from that on a personal level, not from an objective level,
How do you know they're being disingenuous?
because I've been in the community for over 15 years and I've seen it.
It's a genuine question because I'll give you
Yeah,
some
of
backstory on
course,
me.
right?
I hated
and-
on Bleach for about 10 years, I think. Like me and my friend used to hate on Dragon Ball. I would hate on Bleach. And it wasn't until my second run of Bleach, where I was a bit older, I watched it again and I said to him, actually, I take everything back. But for those 10 years, I was ripping Bleach to shreds. Now, would you say that me now saying I like Bleach on my second run through and I want to get involved with the game, would you say I'm being disingenuous?
There's nothing
No,
wrong
like,
with a
yeah.
catalyst for people getting back into it. I mean, shit, that should have been the anime, right? It should have been. and for some it was, right? But I'll give a more of a baseline of what I mean by this. Super Eye Patch Wolf, I'm pretty sure you've heard of him. Created such a absolute stigma, created a lot of damage for the community. He then goes to do an apology, which wasn't an apology, and set Bleach fans so far back. It was unbelievable. Gave people like me and Imran abuse for years, right? About how shit Bleach was, and here's this fucking graph and X, Y, and Z, and there was zero apology for it or zero accountability, right? Well, there was, and then it went back to doubling down. And then Viz Media comes along and says, "Hey, Super Eye Patch Wolf, would you like to fucking do an interview with Johnny and Bosch for like episode 1 of Bleach?" And you sit there and you think, "No, fuck you. You don't deserve to be in that position." And that's what I mean by gatekeeping, is that there is certain things and certain people who, in my eyes, are just not genuine about the things or actions that they do.
Like, Mike, if you've come to the community now with like a respectful like point of view, like the wider community doesn't know that you've been hateful for Bleach, but you've come with respect, and like we've treated you with an equal amount of respect. I think there's an element of like you get treated like how you treat others. Afro guys like these have shitted on Bleach literally for 5 years, and now they're switching up because it's the hot thing. So there is going to be apprehension, and they're going to have to take that, like, at least prove to the community, you know, I'm here for genuine reasons. I'm not here just to get a bag because the new game's out, the new anime is out, and it's the hot thing at the moment. Like, you gotta just deal with that heat if you're really passionate about Bleach and you want to create content on it now.
But Afro pulled up some tweets, because I saw that you put up some tweets where he was shitting on it, and then he quote retweeted a bunch of tweets where he was praising it. So has there been cherry picking going on? Has it been 50-50? Has it been cussing it out and praising it?
I think it's 50-50. Sorry, Imran, you can continue, but I think
I basically show the context, because those tweets weren't made available. Like, I didn't even know that he shat on it to that extent. So once I had a look at all of those tweets, I was like, okay, this is the context behind why everybody's so apprehensive about Afro, why there's so much heat towards him. I didn't really know much about Afro before this. Like, before the Rebirth of Souls was announced, Jaymes got involved. Like, he wasn't too keen on Afro now jumping on the bandwagon. I had to look into the situation. I got his point of view as well. Although I don't get as heated as Jaymes, but I do agree with a lot of the takes that he says. Bleach fans are protective, and it's just for a reason. Like, we went through a lot of shit to get to the point that we're at now. Like, it's all cool to love Bleach now, but we went through 5 years of drought.
What do you guys I don't mean this as like a piss take or anything, but I genuinely am curious. What do you think you'll achieve by trying to gatekeep people?
Oh no, the thing is, it's not gatekeep. I think we're just protective of the interests of the IP. Like, we just don't want bad actors getting involved in the community. Like, there's no gatekeeping on our part.
Okay,
like,
sorry, that's a bad question. Let me rephrase it. What do you plan to do then? When you're saying you don't want bad actors, what is it that you plan on doing to stop these bad actors from coming in?
I think just calling out the hypocrisy. That's all it is. It's quite easy to do.
Do you think you've done it fairly with Afro?
I think with Afro, yeah. I think what he said in the past should have light shed on it. Like, he's pretending like, why is the Bleach community so unwelcoming? Well, it's because of all of that. Like, that's the context. Like, you can't have that surprised Pikachu face. Why is no one accepting me? Like, he's like talking like he's just gotten into Bleach. He has like a long history with the series, and he said stuff, and there's consequences to what he said.
Do you guys have an issue with people that, say for example, I've got a friend who he actually really doesn't like Bleach. He's never liked the series, but he saw Rebirth of Souls, and he wants to play it and start making content for it, and start promoting the game. What would you say to somebody like that if they started to pick up some traction and really got big on YouTube, knowing that they actually don't like the IP, but they like the fighting game?
I mean, if they're like playing the game on a level where they're paying, like actually giving respect to the gameplay mechanics and like treating it as like, how fighting game community fans treat Tekken, Street Fighter, if they're loving it for the mechanics, fair enough. But if at the same time they're shitting on it for the way Kubo writes, how it's lazy writing, things like this, like, I don't think that would fly with me. Like, I would like fight back with some of the criticisms. Like, I've made my entire YouTube thing with calling out people who like criticize Bleach for no reason. or like criticize it with baseless like critiques. That's been my entire channel, and I've built like over 200,000 subscribers because of that. Because there's a side of the fandom that wants to see like people get checked on some of the stuff that they come out with. I think James can agree with that.
Yeah, what do you say to that, James?
I'm not going to say it's difficult, because a lot of my opinions are based off personal experiences, right? So everything that I say is not an objective thing, right? And there is huge nuance. It's like, if we use your friend, for example, I don't know who this is, etc., etc. So I don't know what they've said, right? And how early or recent that they've said it, or the statement or the statements that they've made. So it is a case, for me personally, it's a case-by-case basis. And that's just simply it.
Okay, so well, just in this example, I won't say who it is because I want to like get the Bleach guys on him, but he's quite a well-known content creator, but he has been open with his disdain for Bleach itself, but he's also been open with his disdain for most animes in general, but he likes the arena fighters and some of the fighting games, so he wants to play the game, stream the story mode, make content for the game, because he thinks the game's actually going to be a good fighting game. Would you guys, or James specifically, would you have pushback from him if he started to really pick up steam on YouTube?
I want to think about this because I want to make sure I say things correctly. It's how the person does it. And what I mean by, I know it's probably sounding like a bunch of nothing, but it's the intention of the person. So, for example, and I have to use examples because that's all I have. It was popular back in the day to shit on Bleach. But now that there's a trend and people do want to get on Bleach and people want, like, again, only you will know if he actually enjoys the game and is genuine enough, right? And you, because you're his friend, right? And you speak to him, etc., etc. But from an outsider looking in, it's like, oh, you followed this trend. And now you're following. The reason why I'm coughing as well, for people in the chat, is because I have a very dry throat and I'm trying to be quiet, right? Because the neighbors and shit.
That's fine.
But the point I'm trying to say is that from an outsider looking in, if someone goes on this trend and then follows the next trend, you don't know what's genuine and what isn't. And that's ultimately the problem, is that genuineness to it, right? Now, if they say, oh yeah, the Bleach story is fucking ass, but the game's gas, it's like, well, fair enough. Because I've done that with fucking Naruto lots of times, right? It's been like, I'm here all day with the Naruto series. It is what it is. I enjoy it. I don't enjoy it sometimes. But like, the Storm fucking games are sick, right? I will definitely replay that fucking franchise, right? And that's giving credit where credit's due. But if that credit was never there, first and foremost, and then you're coming back into it, it's like, well, yeah, it's a catalyst, but it's also, what's your intention? Are you actually doing this because you want to, or are you doing it because it's a trend? And that's where the nuance is. And I find it difficult, and that's why I say it's a case-by-case basis for me personally.
Okay, just before I ask my next question, Bear Hugs, thank you for the $4.99. He said, Mike, are these guys fighting game community or YouTube? You guys don't play you don't play like conventional fighting games, do you?
I play like Tekken, like
okay.
Yeah. I played Street Fighter. That's about it.
Okay, cool. Did you guys accept the offer to do your first to tens against? I think it was Afro called you guys up.
I'm not answering that question. It's a lose-lose. Whatever I answer, so I'm not answering that question.
Fair play.
I answered it. I said I was down with Afro.
I'm not fucking stupid enough to answer that question.
Why?
I'm not answering why. I'm not stupid enough to answer that question.
Fair enough. So you and Afro got into it some time ago. Why did that get so vitriolic?
To the conversation?
Because it was about Bleach. I'm trying to understand why does it get so vitriolic between topics about Bleach and
something because that's personal. It's not about Bleach. It's personal.
Okay, so that was unrelated to Bleach.
It was always unrelated to Bleach.
Yeah, and plus Hollow, like, I wanted to bring up a point that you said that you've had a terrible experience with the Bleach community. You've got Nechi Kage, who's a new Bleach fan. Like, he said that he's had a lovely time. He's a new fan. He's come to the community with respect. He's been treated with respect, and he can't say anything but praise for the community. Like it's just perspectives, isn't it? And
Yeah,
I guess
I mean,
the echo chamber that you're coming from.
It's for me, like, I'm not trying to get into the Bleach community. I'm trying to enjoy the fighting game, and it's the same goes for the Demon Slayer game or even Dragon Ball. Like, I'm a massive Dragon Ball fan, but I'm not necessarily interested with like getting into the community. I just want to enjoy the games. But my experience with voicing my opinions on the games has not been positive from the Bleach side, and obviously, with the amount of people that come to my live streams, like right now between Twitter and YouTube, we've got 800 people watching. Most of the time when I talk about other games, it tends to be pleasant, but as my community, as my witness, Bleach has been the only one where it's been constant, and I don't know why that culture is so prevalent. I'm not saying it's the entire Bleach community, but having been someone that's played loads of anime games dating back to like in the 90s all the way up until now, and interacting with people at cons, it seems to be Bleach.
It's not a hard concept for creators when it comes to Bleach. It's like, you like the game, you talk about it, talk about what you like, talk about what you dislike, that's it, right? It's when you start making, and again I have to use Six in this specific instance, right, as an example, is that when you start making statements saying like it's not in the big three, or it's got no emotion, it's like it's not that big of an IP, it's like that's when you're starting to like now test like the annoyance of the Bleach fandom, right? There's been people that I've never been in the community, they've come in, said their praises about it, right? Imran was a Dragon Ball person, right? One of his first videos talking about the series, he was opened with open arms. It's really just not a hard thing to do. But for some reason, and I'm not saying you particularly, but there's a lot of content creators that have to die on this hill where they have to, it's like they can't just enjoy something, especially if they've had prerequisites beforehand. They have to like almost catch themselves and double down and like, oh, well, I didn't like this, like, but was it relevant? There's
toxic, there's toxic aspects of every community. Like even your chat now is talking shit about me and James. Like the thing is, like, we can deal with that. Like it's fine. Like let them talk shit. The thing is, Hollow, like Bleach fans in particular are insecure because of that context. That time where Super Eye Patch Wolf and others were just ganging up and like hating on Bleach for no reason, like with these like misconceptions. They hadn't read the series, or they were just coming out with like things like Kubo's a lazy writer, he doesn't draw backgrounds. We've now made countless videos debunking a lot of this, but that stuff still has traction within the wider anime and manga community. So I think there's just a lot of context behind why Bleach fans behave the way that they do. Like me and James try to do our best to mitigate a lot of the heat. But there are some who are just going to behave like that. Like how you can't control all your followers. We can't control what Boruto fans say to us. Like, it's just the way it is with the anime and manga community, or with any fandom, really.
Yeah, the only reason I'm bringing it up to you guys is because like I've been called a bit of a tourist in the fighting game community. Like I'll jump from scene to scene, so I've got to experience most of the fighting game communities, and I've got to mingle with their players. And the same goes for like animes. Like I'm not necessarily married to any type of anime. I'll just jump to whichever ones I'm enjoying the most.
I think that's fine. Like I think it's good for anime fighting game players to jump in on this. Like I think in terms of marketing, which Bandai just fucking shit at. They should prioritize Bleach fans and then the fighting game community. No, sorry, then the anime community and then the fighting game community, because that's kind of your target audience in general, right? And again, I'm more than open arms about that in general.
I'm of the opinion that based on this Bleach game in particular and how they've designed it, I think they should cater more to fighting game fans than Bleach fans. I think the general aesthetic of the game is great, and it's clear they
buy the game first and foremost.
Yeah, because the way they've designed the game, as in like the makeup of the game, is Bleach. It looks beautiful. It's got a story mode, so the Bleach fans are
that's going to give a constant selling point.
Yeah, but that's a given. What I'm saying is that everything that goes into like making the game, if for longevity's sake, because let's face it, anime fans don't stick around for their games no matter how much they love them. The player bases disappear very quickly because the games don't have a lot of staying power. So I think that the actual game, the mechanics, should be catered towards people that play fighting games religiously. That's just my take on it. That's how I think that game will survive.
again, that's another discussion, completely out of topic. You know, I could say, you know, with things like One Piece or Naruto or Dragon Ball, there's so many fighting games over the past 10 or so years, compared to Bleach, this is the first one. So like, we don't have much choice. We don't get to pick and choose which one we get to play, right? And with Storm, it feels the same in every rendition. There's nothing exciting per se, right? You're just playing for like extra characters or story and maybe a little bit of extra graphics, etc., etc. So that's where Bleach is in a unique position, where it is completely fresh and has a lot of replayability because there's no other option. And it was the same with BBS for a really long time too. There's no other mobile game, so that's why people still play it. Like, we want another mobile game that's not BBS, you know?
I think the best example we can give where it's an anime game and it's transcended beyond anime is Dragon Ball Fighters. Like, that game went into the fighting game community. Like, everybody fell in love with it. For me, if that happened with Rebirth of Souls, like, I'd be incredibly happy. The thing is, we want the game to do well. We want a sequel. We want them to take the story mode into the 1,000-year Blood War arc. We want all the characters in there. The thing is, we want the game to do well, and I think Jaymes isn't wrong in calling out people who want to go to a mall and fucking check who's more popular, Ichigo or Goku.
Stupid. And I think everyone should. Would you agree with that? Surely, right? Because we're not asking you questions, so I think we should. Do you find that fucking stupid?
I think Sixworld's attempt to prove what he's trying to do there is silly. I don't agree with it. I think there's better ways to go about the discussion, not with regards to Dragon Ball, because there's no point in bringing Dragon Ball into any discussion. Dragon Ball and Pokemon, they just sort of blow everything else out of the water. But no, I agree. I don't listen. The reason that Sixworld was on the podcast because I like Sixworld and I don't mind him being there, and I don't mind opposing voices being there. But I don't agree with Rose or Sixworld's assessments of this game at all, and I also don't agree with their assessments of Bleach as an IP. I think in Japan it's like second or third biggest.
And 7.24 billion in revenue is generated. That's nothing to laugh at.
So if I see that or these statements or these tweets, right? If I quote tweet it, which I didn't because I didn't want to send hate particularly his way. I did it very I did it where I spoke to my audience, not that I was speaking to the creator individually, and I didn't put any like handles where people could find this person. It was just like, here's the stream, right? Yeah. And here's the thing that's being said, right? Without my opinion, per se. And even in the voice recordings, I never said Six's name either, right? I stay very much to the topic. So if I did, however, quote tweet his tweet saying this is fucking stupid, would you defend him? Or would you be like, yeah, he's right, I ain't gonna dabble in that battle?
I would defend the idea that it's stupid to do a video like that. It makes no sense. But it depends on what is said in the quote retweet to him, because like I said, some of the messages that I got were so like vitriolic regarding Bleach that I was like, okay, if I did say a dumb statement, fair enough, but you've taken it out of context completely now. So yeah, I agree with you. Sixworld going to a mall and doing that makes sense because Goku's going to be more recognizable than maybe even some big DC and Marvel characters. So
and then ask yourself, how can the Bleach community interpret this? It's a sell, right? It's like you're trying to prove this point to brainlet NPCs on fucking Twitter. They're just gonna confirm their biases for some fucking reason, because Dragon Ball, like, for some reason, has to prove itself for some unknown reason in the community. Again, very small minority, but they do. Especially in the anime community. Again, I don't know what you know, so yeah.
I think healthy discourse. Is where both sides have a chance to give their take. But when somebody's talking shit about Bleach, but when somebody comes to defend it, the person defending it is the one who's toxic. Like, make that make sense, literally.
I hear what you guys are saying, but because I'm from the Tekken community, if someone was doing that with like Kazuya and they were walking around the mall saying who's more popular, Kazuya or Goku, we would just be like, we wouldn't even pay attention. Well, this is so silly. I am not even going to pay this attention. But you guys seem to get very like bent out of shape about it. Like, why do you feel the need to jump on something like that when it seems so silly?
Because the previous actions, right? It's like, one, again, if I was to see that randomly on Twitter one day, I'd just be like, this video is fucking dumb as shit, and then I'd move on. But then when you start to see the context of like where it almost, to me anyway, seems almost done purposely to downgrade Bleach or push it down on the pedestal. And then you say, why the Bleach community attacking me? It's because like you do shit like this. What result was you expecting? What's the point you're trying to make? And then it's like, well, you're just trying to prove or give people ammo to push Bleach down, right? So anyone that defends Bleach, they're going to take a clip from his video and be like, look, even people in the mall don't know who fucking Ichigo is. Like, what you like point are you proving here? You're just adding ammo to fucking trolls to keep this narrative going. And it's like, it's not healthy for either side.
Do you guys take personal offense when you see those things? Like, when you see those posts, does it make your blood boil?
No, I would. It would have, like, maybe years ago. Yeah.
No, genuine question, because I know some people get really, like, it's like football teams, right? If you talk shit about particular football teams, some football, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Some people that support certain teams, yeah, they get really, really bent out of shape if you say something about their favorite football team.
It's like, oh, I'm born and bred in like X, Y, and Z county. Like, oh, you know, that's my team. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm asking. Like, when you guys see or like you, Imran, for example, if you see someone say something about Bleach, do you like fuck this guy? Like, you get really passionate about it?
No, for me, like, I just think of it as like free engagement. Like, I know I can debunk this guy within 5 minutes. I'll make a post, it'll get like 200-300 likes, and that's my engagement done. Like, it's very simple, and like ratioing these guys like isn't that bad. Like, you know, it works out for me. I get more likes, I get more followers. It's a win-win. Like, I don't get heated over it. I don't lose sleep over an anime. Like, dude, I'm 30. I don't give a shit that much.
Yeah. No, I had to ask, because I know I referenced Jaymes' video earlier, which you know, I watched it in its entirety, and that's the impression that I got from the video and from the interactions that I get online about Bleach. And bear in mind, I have been praising this game not from the start. I'll be honest, when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be another arena fight, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out. But then when I saw gameplay, I was like, okay, this looks sick. And no matter what I say, it seems like they're just angry that somebody that's not like a die-hard Bleach fan is saying it. It's like, why are you having creators on your stream when you're not a Bleach fan? And I'm like, come on, we're 30 years old. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question for you. Is like, what, you know, we're having this stream, we're having this conversation. What are you getting out of this? What is your purpose of trying to understand here?
Well, I mean, being in the content creation game, I interact with like guys like you, or just the people that are watching in general, and I make a big point of allowing people that are watching the stream to come on my live streams and have a chat to try and understand each other, because we're all part of a like similar community. So whether it's fighting games, the anime scene, or what, there's some crossover there. So because I like interacting with people, I like to understand how they're thinking. Sometimes I talk to somebody, I'm genuinely lost in like what they're trying to get across. So my goal in all of this, in being somebody that wants to get into the Bleach fighting game, is ideally I would like to interact with the Bleach fan base that are going to be playing this and get them involved with the fighting game side of it, because we want to take the game a little bit more seriously and hopefully see it in tournaments one day. But I also don't want to be dealing with people that are going to be going crazy because I don't have a statue of Kenpachi on my wall, you know? Like, they're going to look behind me. Is that Omega Shenron? Why is Kenpachi not there?
I don't know what Donnies you've spoke to, right? But like, I've never said that. I've never told anyone you got to have manga behind your backseat or whatever the fuck. I've never said that, right? There's just a level of respect, I think, especially for the Bleach community. And again, when we talk about, you know,
got a messenger from Sixworld. He said, so it's stupid to go out as a content creator, make content, make that make sense. No way me giving my opinion on anime is this big of a deal. Any of you want to answer that?
I don't know, because we all seem to agree on the same topic. So, I mean, why don't you elaborate on it?
I don't mind Sixworld going out and doing that. I don't have an issue with it. It's not something that I would do to prove a point.
Sixworld's an instigator.
And here's the thing, right, is that, like, why are we in this stream? Because, like, we all seemingly, the three of us, seem to agree that some of the takes that were said were fucking stupid. And we just commented that it was fucking stupid, right? and we all agree, right?
I mean, he's not coming at it from a respectful angle. Like throughout this, I've always mentioned it has to come from respect. If he's not coming at it respectfully, like he shouldn't expect respect back. Like simple.
Are you guys? I mean, I know that Jaymes was going to be speaking to Afro, so I did invite Afro to come here. But are you guys okay for Sixworld, if he wants to speak to you guys, to be on here as well?
Yeah, you can. The thing is with Afro is that, and one of the reasons why I'm not addressing the Afro whatever is because the thing is, for me personally, right? I don't like speaking for other people. For me personally, me and him need to have a discussion privately, one-to-one, right? None of this public nonsense, right? Because I would rather do a fucking a tournament or whatever in good faith or whatever. This literally solves nothing than whatever personal issues that we may or may not have, right? And I'm not going to fucking like give an answer until I've had that
I mean, it's
conversation.
great for your channel. Like if we got Afro on with Jaymes, it's great. But then is that resolving or burying the hatchet? Like
It's
Jaymes
not,
wants to.
I mean, the way I see it,
I get it from a business mindset, right? Everybody wants to see like somebody win or lose, right? I get it, right? That's the name of the game. But I would rather like do it in good faith than just like us having like a back and forth on like a fighting game and then calling it a day. Like it resolves nothing in my eyes.
no, that's fine. I mean, I invited Afro here just because you said that you guys were going to speak. But it wasn't for like to blow the stream up. It was more, the way I see it is that you two are like figureheads in your community.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's up to you guys.
I know the game, bro.
That's up to you guys how you guys want to handle it. I'm not gonna sit here instigating and getting two guys to fight.
Really?
If you guys decide to fight, I'm not gonna say anything. That's like, you're grown men, right? I can't wag my finger at you.
Low key, you'd love that. Like, whew,
That's up, bro. If you guys sing Kumbaya, that's great. As for the way I see it, is that you two are figureheads in the community, and if you and Afro are
not
beefing,
Bleach, bro.
huh?
Shit.
You're,
Yeah,
okay,
shit, bro.
but that's bullshit. But I've seen your subscriber counts and I've seen your following. So you guys are figureheads in the community. If there's like some sort of like issue between two communities and you guys solved it on live stream and there's over 1,000 people watching right now, don't you think that's a good thing?
There's things that I'd like to discuss privately.
Okay, well, you guys don't have to mention anything like openly.
Needs to be like a public conversation, and that's the problem. Is that there's too many egos, right?
You don't have to say anything you don't want to say. I'm not telling people to say whatever.
I absolutely won't.
What's good?
Big
How you doing, Afro? You alright?
Well, go on,
bro.
What's up,
I'm not gonna lie, Mike. It's 10 out of 10, bro. I didn't think you had this in you. This right here is crazy. Crazy YouTube maneuver. I like it. I like it.
I was away from home. I was not expecting this, but
I feel like this is cool though. Like not on some like drama tip, but more on some like. The problem with Twitter is niggas talk on Twitter, but we very rarely get off of Twitter and talk on a one-to-one. You know what I'm saying?
Man to man.
I think that shit's awesome. That shit's really cool.
Whose fault's that?
You said what?
Whose fault's that though?
Are you talking about me and you?
Yeah.
Bro, do you not remember how that conversation went? What you mean? Whose fault?
I DM'd you, and you didn't even want the discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then look what happened.
It happens. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. Like I didn't care to talk to you, but then you wanted to have the talk. So I was in a trolly mood. I trolled, and then you wanted me to die in a car crash or something in game. The thing is, you didn't take that seriously. I wasn't taking that fucking seriously. I was doing it to get a reaction, like how you trolled me to get a reaction, right? And then you were like, "Oh, you know what? That's fucking hilarious. Let me put it on Twitter," because you knew the response you were gonna get. I know the Afro games. What's the Afro games? Tell me my.
They're the king instigator, bro.
I do like instigating for sure.
I fucking know you do.
I like instigating for sure. However, that was a little. That whole situation was kind of crazy. You know it was crazy. I literally saw you on the Saving the Bees humiliation stream for some. I don't know why you did that stream, by the way. That was a really bad stream. But like, I did watch it, and I could tell you didn't.
I'll tell you why in private when that happens. I'll give you the rundown.
And in the day, I was talking to DBZ Imran about this, right? Like, my thing is, we all want to have the game be better. So if we could take the goofy beef and put it into the game with content, I just think that's a better ending. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we all agree with that. That's
Yeah,
I
but
mean, like, that's why I like what
it
Mike's
needs-
doing, because this is that same concept where we're taking something that's stupid as fuck over an anime and just putting it into the game that we all like in the end of the day. Like, we all want this to do well.
I don't
You could
think
disagree
anyone
with
has
how
a
we-
problem with that, right? But it's
Okay.
like, why wouldn't we want to do it on good terms? Why like just do the fucking tournament and then that's it? Like, we just don't talk and then we go back to shit talking. It's like, shouldn't we be in a moment where we're actually like all cool?
Yeah, like bury the hatchet kind of thing.
I guess I kind of understand, but like, I'm also from like I don't know. I'm not like very online in that regard. Hold on, I'll put the stream up so I can keep the chat. I'm not really online in that regard to where like there's like a limit, right? Where it's like I can be cordial with somebody, but I can't just be friends off of just the goof
No one
shit
said
that we
anything
had
about being
one
friends.
second to the other. You know what I'm saying?
Specifically said on good
Like
terms,
it's like a
and
more of a coworker thing. Like, I can acknowledge that we both love the game, so we do both help the game because we both want the game to do well. But I'm more likely to shake hands with DBZImran because that shit kind of stayed at like a dumb surface level, like internet shit, compared to like you literally lost control and just said some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? If you ever go back,
okay.
if you go back and everything we've ever talked about, because we knew each other for a long time, I don't think I've ever said anything past surface level.
But
I'll
that's
do it
what
to
pissed
anybody.
me off,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Because it's like we go back and like you just would disrespect. Again, alcohol, right? It's not an excuse, but like it definitely elevated emotions, right? Where it's like, bro, like I'm trying to like, you subtweeted, I DM you, and then you just wasn't giving me the time of day, and you were trolling me. So I was like, fuck this guy. I'm just gonna troll him back then. Fuck him.
I mean, you got it, bro. We just had different definitions of trolling. We're just not the same people. That's it.
Absolutely, of course we do.
But we can just go on about our business and just play a game, you know? Like, I could just play a game and just be over it type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. But at the end of the day, if we do something for charity, we just fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a beef set. If you want to get great, crazy, we drunk, then we just making the content. If not, that's cool too. But at the end of the day, like, I just think it's cool to put all this energy back into the game. Like, we all want this to do well. Do we not? Like, that's how I'm looking at it.
I prefer longer term relations, not a one-off.
Then you don't need to do it.
No, you're right. I don't.
Yeah, like
I'm
my idea is not end all be all. That's it. You know.
Thank you. Like, I have no problem in doing it, but I would prefer to be on good terms first before we even speak about those things.
I think James would want to do maybe multiple tournaments or like multiple collabs so that there's longevity to the game, not just like the one and done at the start of launch and that's it.
Can I ask a question?
Is this genuinely such a hard concept for you? Like, why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want to be on good terms and then do fucking content?
I mean, what is good terms to you? I feel like we could be playing a game, and that's a term. Like, I don't think we need to plan a whole circuit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
There's no circuit. It's like
you said you want to do more.
We talk things out. We understand each other's perspective. We say, okay, we cross the line. Like, we let bygones be bygones, and that's it. Right?
I don't know. We can let bygones be bygones, but I think like your good terms sounds like you want to be friends after.
I don't want to be friends, bro.
So then, yeah, we could then.
I want to be on
like,
good terms. That's what I said. Like, am I fucking speaking Spanish? Like, good terms.
How are we not on
like,
good terms if we're
friends.
doing like what we're going to be doing something for charity, whether we do it or not? You know what I'm saying? That notion of doing that is in good terms. You know what I'm saying? We're doing something that's beneficial no matter what. Like, what do you want to have happen after this? I'm cool. Like, we could be cool. Like I have no issues against you. Remember, it's not me who comes at you. It's not me that's tweeting at you. You subtweeted me. I saw it. I'm just like, bro, what the heck? Womp womp. And then you went to my DMs.
It wasn't even about you. That's the funny thing. You just an
well, that's the problem with the subtweet. If it applies, it's my choice to see if it. You know what I'm saying? I literally made a reaction. You said everything that I said in my video in that tweet. So I'm like, okay, womp womp. It really was surface level shit. I just responded. I don't think it has to be deeper than that. Like, the internet memed you, they trolled you, and then that happened then.
Like to assert yourself into things. That's been known of you for a long time, even if it's not even related to you. That's all I gotta say.
I mean,
bro.
Afro, come on, you went with it with that kind of disrespectful attitude. You got disrespect back. Come on, you reap.
Yeah, we had it
bro.
back and forth. Like, I'm not crying over it.
He's crying.
Like, I'm not even here regretting anything. I don't understand. Like, I went in there in the same energy.
There's no regrets
Of course I
about
did.
anything. I'm just, brother. Like, are you a fucking adult or a child? Like, I'm trying to tell you something.
Okay, I hear
Like-
what you're saying, but I'm a child because I don't want to be cool with you the same way you want to be cool with me. That makes me a child. I can be cool with you. We just have different definitions.
Like, are we speaking the same language? I
I hope so.
I just said, like, yo, we need to like talk some shit out. Be like chill like that, right? It doesn't need to go further, and then we can make content in good faith.
Like, James, do you
You
apologize
understand
to
that,
Afro?
right?
Like, would you apologize to Afro what you said to him?
I already
Bro.
did in DMs.
Yeah, there you go.
And then when he got into other drama, and then
Bro,
got heat
did
from the Bleach
I not
community.
in the DM say I forgave you?
Huh? Yeah,
Did I
after you got heat from the Bleach community for something else that you fucking instigated yourself into.
So you think that I have to apologize to you or accept your apology to get out of hate in the Bleach community?
I didn't say that.
You just said I accepted your apology because I got into some hate that
No,
I had
it
in
was
the Bleach
just it was
community.
just weird to me that I got a DM from you saying that, and then you're in the middle of fucking controversy. I'm like, well, what is this? Like, it was just so fucking weird.
What controversy was I in the middle of? Exactly.
Was it to do with Globku? Maybe.
Was
I
the
think
Globku like
that's
him
what I said.
saying they made up terms for the game?
I can't remember. I think it was Globku related.
Bro. But can we be honest? Don't you think all this controversy shit is just stupid? Like, am I the only one who looks at it
I
from this
literally said at the
lens
start
that
of
is
the stream,
dumb?
I get no benefit from this whatsoever.
Bro.
Okay, so here's my thought process.
I literally gave
make
you
it
like the
beneficial
fucking hand
for
to
everybody.
say, yo, let's talk about this and like end it, and you're just like, oh yeah, I just want to play a game, bro, and that's it. Like, cool.
So I think the situation is how you are viewing it. Which if you feel like we can kind of talk about it here. I don't think there's nothing really that crazy. How you're looking at it, how I'm looking at it is just simply different. Like how it is to you and your perspective and mine, it doesn't coincide. You know, I gotta understand where you're coming from, but I'm not really understanding with what you're saying. Just put it frank. So you got to go into detail.
Well, you make it seem like, oh, like we got to be friends, talk every day, like talk.
Yeah,
to each other on
because that's
Twitter.
how
Like,
it's sounding
no.
to me. What you're asking, I'm not understanding where you're coming
But
from.
that's not what I said. Like, it's just like.
So yeah, so try to re-explain it to me. I'm not understanding.
The co-worker like analogy that you gave, right? Like, there's acknowledgement there. We don't beef with each other. We call it like you just. It's all good memes, right?
Okay.
That's literally all, like what I was suggesting.
Yeah.
Making it out some like friend shit. Like, I never said that.
That's what was
Like,
sounding
if
to me
it go-
because
if
like
it
what
goes
you're
somewhere
saying is
like
what
that in like the years to come, then fair play, whatever. But like, I just care about ending whatever fucking issue that you have or what I have with you, and then just moving the fuck on. And then like, if content arises, cool, let's do it.
I
That
mean,
seems
the
fair.
idea for this Bleach thing is like I think we're on the same page if you're saying that. Then like I don't think we're on a different page because that's why I'm like, what more are you asking? Because I'm literally like the idea of what we're doing is that if you're
Right.
doing it,
Yeah,
You're-
but you
we're
just made it
taking
sound
something
like I
negative.
wanted friendship, and it's like, no, it's not.
yeah,
fine.
because I didn't understand what more you're asking for. Because my idea is taking something negative and putting it something positive. And that
Right.
in regards like how goofy you gotta be to do this, you donate to charity, and then I'm like fuck you, or you're like fuck me. That it just looks weird. I mean, you can do it. Everybody would love it eating up, but like that's not how I was
I'd
intending.
say
to
do a
move.
tournament and then just like donate all the super chats to a charity. But like, I don't know
I mean,
why that has to be a
it
win
could
or
have,
lose.
yeah, like sure, we could do that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like the idea is just turning something negative into something positive.
because you got to understand from my situation, it's like I was out all day, right? I come back, like fucking my phone wasn't connected. I see a notification from you about like doing the tournament and whatnot. I'm like, oh, like where did this come from? It came from like me coming at this fucking six geezer for being a fucking idiot, right? And then I got you like fucking saying this out the fucking blue, and I'm just like, what resolution is this like creating for anyone? I mean,
Yeah.
it just seemed like
Afro.
it just seemed like a fucking marketing ploy to like have two people that are butting heads like fucking do like this big fucking like win or lose situation. It's like I didn't like the genuineness to it, right? And that might be my
Afro,
paranoia, and that's fine, but like that's how I took it.
Yeah,
and
like
I only retweeted and said what I said because, bro, you were agreeing with that guy. Like, Bleach fans ain't welcoming. You like turn that shit up, and I was like, bro, there's a reason why they're not welcoming. Like, there's a context. There's a 5-year context of you shitting on the series, and now you're back when things are good, and like the anime as well. Fair enough, you have tweeted good things about it. That's amazing, but Like, not everyone's going to be welcoming and like, you know, opening embracing you like, back into the community. You're gonna have to earn that respect a little bit with some of the fans.
Okay. Can I stop you right there? I feel like James is about to get to another point. All right. Maybe this is a weird concept. All right, but this is how I look at it, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful when I say that, because what I'm about to say is about to contradict that. But like, I'm just a nigga who watches anime. All right. If I'm trolling somebody, if I'm doing whatever, it's because the reaction is fucking crazy. All right. When I say Bleach is mid and I have 18 people losing their fucking mind, don't you think that's weird? Because it's weird. It's weird as fuck.
Bro, the thing
is, hold on. I'll let you.
Yeah, go on.
I give a take on the game that's coming out, and niggas are making me have to justify the Bleach 10 commandments of why I like the show. I'm a casual as casual comes with the show, and you might not be, and other people might not be as well. I think it's weird as fuck for someone to like some aspects and not like others. And people say you have to earn your respect. You have to earn that respect in the community. That is delusional. I'm sorry. Like flat out.
Afro, you get the energy back that you put in, bro.
And 100%,
negative 100%. Energy out, bro.
I 110%. I get it for sure. But you know, that's what it is. It's a dialogue. You're gonna believe what you believe. I believe what I believe, and that's like, cool. But in the day,
me, bro, I'm a 30-year-old grown-ass man. I don't give a fuck if you like Bleach or not. But the thing is, there are people out there who do give a fuck. They're more passionate than I am, even.
See, but you can't say that and then take the stance, be the voice for them. You got to stand on it. Like, I'm standing on it. Like, I said those shits because I didn't like the ending half of Bleach in the manga. I didn't like it. You got to stand on it too. You can't be the voice for that side and then say I'm not like that. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, that's cool too, though. Like if someone's passionate about something, I respect it. If I'm trolling and you feel the need to say fuck you, that's cool. I actually said I'm tired of doing that, so I took a break on doing it, which is why you don't actually see me troll bait anymore, because I'm getting older too. Like, it does get a little crazy, the technology people got. I'm not trying to say fuck Bleach and get hacked on every different platform. I'm not trying to deal with it, you know? The technology has changed. The people have changed. People's passion has fucking changed. So, you know, my hobby for trolling on that is just calm down. But in the end of the day, I do think that you can say an anime is mid and you can garner such a crazy reaction for people to death threat you, say fuck you, like die in game real life, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like, I think RDC made a skit about how some of these people take this anime shit that they love like gangs, bro. And yes, that's facts. That's facts. And I just make fun of it. That's it. Like, I do like having real conversations with people about anime, but there's like a level in that community that I just don't understand. And I used to troll it a lot. But in the end of the day, you know, I fuck with Bleach. I fuck with what I fuck with.
And that's it. Before the Bleach anime came back, you used to always troll the fuck on
always.
Me. I always took it in good stride. Right?
Yeah, we literally back then when we had dialogue, it was just memes. Like, you knew I was trolling, and I never said anything about it back towards it. All right,
you know, and I think for me, right, and again, you can say if it's true or not, and it probably isn't true, but again, giving you the mindset, right, is that like I would watch your fucking Bleach videos, your Mugen videos, all that shit, right, but then it was like, you know, I would always get a lot of your fan base, like, not do the jokey shit that you did, but when you were trolling me, I'd always get that like fucking harassment from it, and I always took it in good stride. But then like there came a point where like I think Bleach was being rumored to come back, you were talking about doing like live reactions to it, I was very excited about it, and then like these things didn't happen, right, and you were still kind of dissing Bleach but like somewhat turning suddenly towards it, and I was like, that's fine, like anime's coming back, whatever. And then like you went back to shitting on it again from like streams and like your podcast that you did. And then when the game got announced, that's when you were kind of like, oh, Bleach is peak. And I'm like, okay, cool, Bandai shill. And that's when I was like, the geezer doesn't give a fuck. And then it was like, again, going back on the tweets and then being like, oh, because again, Finalizing used to do that to me a lot too. So I have a lot of fucking like, you know, I guess for me, a lot of trust issue on who's being genuine and who isn't in that regard. And I was just kind of seeing like I felt like you were just playing where the tune was going.
Can I interject?
Yeah, sure.
I think the concept that I need to grow off of Bleach, because this is what you're kind of saying, like I'm playing off the tune of Bleach, is like I I don't mean to sound egotistical, but I'm pretty bigger than that. Like I don't have to do any specific thing anymore.
Only
I
you
work
would
very
know,
hard
right?
to be in that position. Like if I cover something, it's because I like it. Like
No,
I
and-
don't know.
and- and
I
only
think
you- and
people
only
say
you
that a
would
lot.
know,
It's like
right?
oh my gosh, you're covering Bleach to like ride the hype of it or some shit. It's like, dude, I
No,
don't need to do
I'm
it. I
saying
just
that
genuinely like it.
for me as an outsider, the correlations of everything, right, was like I don't know, right? And I never really publicly came at you, right? Like I made insinuations about people in your circle, 100%. Like I actually was coming at I made a tweet about DBZImran, and then PS360 like fucking caught wind of it and got like offended when it wasn't even about him, and then you interjected into that. So that's when our like spiral of like maliciousness then came into the fold. I think from that moment specifically.
I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like I hear what you're saying, but like a lot of it's just unrelatable to me. I don't care about any anime to this degree. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't.
I get that, bro. Then why do you start shit? Like, why do you get involved in convos that have nothing to do with you, and then get a surprised Pikachu face when you get
Okay, so DBZImran, we got to give a little timeline. All right. So I thought I saw a subtweet. I can reply to that subtweet. Am I right? Especially with someone who I talked to in the past. I replied to it. Go in the DMs. It should have lost yourself in that car crash. Insane back and forth. I decided to make another tweet about it. Am I right? You know what I'm saying? I have a conversation that I thought someone was crazy in the
Call of Duty and got
hold
offended.
on. I saw someone was crazy with you talking about Globku. And I'm like, I get my opinion. I can see it. Like I like the community. It's my right. Like I have a right to reply to anything. Like you have a right to make a video about anything. And then, you know, like you made a video with me in it, and that's cool and all. We talked about it. Like I said, like, hey, like that's cool. I get why you did it. I understand it. But like the same way I do something, I understand why you do it. Like there's like I think it's weird to say, why are you getting yourself involved in some shit? Because why can't I not? Like, why can I not reply to something that I care to reply to?
But again, it's that, you know, talk shit, get banged.
I'm not shocked at the reactions. Like I think we're having a misunderstanding. I just think we could just take it all and put it back into the same thing. I think we're on the same page. We don't have to be buddy. We can be cool and shake hands and just say we like the same game. That was why I said let's do some charity shit. That's it. Like
I think again, I have somewhat of an idea of where your mindset is. It's like, oh, this looks fun. Let me interject because like lol's funny, right? No. But I've seen many a times where like you take away from the actual person getting attacked. Like let's say Globku in this situation where like I think everyone at that moment was very like Globku's wrong. And then it's like you come in and like make this piss a joke about it, which is fine. Like you do you,
bro.
And
because people think. Let's go back to how crazy it looks that Buddy is getting attacked for saying the wrong thing about like. Well, okay, actually, let me not comment on that. I don't remember that video, to be honest. So continue. My fault. I don't remember.
It was complaining about mechanics being named the way that they were. He's like, why can't they just call it health and stamina bar? Like, bro, like you played like anime games before, the fuck.
But that's crazy. That's crazy. Why he couldn't just say that statement and then he gets made videos?
No, I was giving an example of like many things. I'm just saying,
yeah, of course. Yeah, but you don't think what you just said isn't crazy to just make a joke? Like that doesn't sound crazy to you that someone could just make a joke on something like lighthearted from being a casual fan?
I think in the midst of controversy of like two YouTubers going at each other, it's like if you jump in, it's like you're choosing a side, and then it's like you're taking or detracting away from like whatever beef is going on, right? And I think that's kind of where it stems from. It's like you ultimately pick a side by unintentionally doing so.
Are you guys okay with Globku jumping in to defend his place?
Yeah. I think he should. We're bringing him up a lot.
Can someone send Globku my Discord, please? And he dropped me a message. I'll send it to you. Sorry, guys, go on.
No. I was playing devil's advocate with that. It's like, again, because Afro isn't wrong in the things that he says. He can do these things, right? But you just have to expect people to interpret them their own fucking way and their justifications for feeling so. And you can't really like stress them for that either, because you know you're doing like a trolly instigate thing.
Right, but we both have the right to say we're both crazy and we're both using that right.
Of course.
That's it in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like ultimately, we have to agree to disagree. Like if you don't want to meet in the middle and do some charity shit to kind of put it back into the game, I get it. But it doesn't make sense to do like a circuit of stuff like then after. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like I said before, like I feel like I have to take people.
Sorry, go on.
No, what are you saying?
I think I gave a better one where like it is just for the fun of the game, and if like we get super chats, like that all goes to the charity.
Yeah, like if all of us big creators come together, everybody who donates, even whoever is able to donate themselves, they can donate too. It's a big pot of money going towards a good cause.
Sure, I don't disagree.
Yeah, I think that's a good middle ground. Because I think at that point it's just like whoever loses like gets this stamp of like, oh, like you lost to Afro or Afro lost to Jaymes, like blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh, and they just forked out this money. It's like people don't seem to understand that like, yeah, it is a win-win. Like one, they get entertainment, and one, like a charity gets paid. But like whoever loses seems to like just seems to be the one that doesn't have the fun in the end, right? Depending on the audience reaction, of course, but like you know what I mean.
What's up, Globku?
Hey.
Yo, Globku.
What's up, gang?
All right, bro. What did you want to add to the convo? I know you were watching in the chat.
I think Afro and Jaymes should maybe conclude stuff before I jump in. But when I heard Jaymes go, oh, Globku was complaining about how some mechanics were made, I'm like, okay. Maybe I need to jump in and clarify some stuff because a lot of lies were said during that time. And if we're squashing beefs, let's do it before the game comes out and we all leave in good terms. Hopefully, if that's the mindset, if that's the hopes, then I want to build towards that positive energy for sure.
Yeah, I hope that's where this is going because I do like Afro's suggestion of settling this on a game because, like Jaymes was saying, that they don't need to be friends. But they can channel all of this onto the game, and then the loser donates to the charity, and then just go about your business. I think that's the best course of action.
I would prefer
100%.
to go back to how me and Afro were back before the Bleach anime came back, when it was just fucking memes and it wasn't seeming to be like.
But there's a line, bro. Like we can't do that after that.
I'm not saying that. I said in a perfect world, I'd like that.
Okay.
You know, like if we can get relatively fucking close to that, I prefer that than whatever this is now.
Yeah. True.
I think channeling it into the game and doing the charity match would be the best start, and then both communities can leave it at that, and we can just work on the support in Bleach.
Type shit.
All right, Globku, I guess you're up. I guess.
Oh, yeah, sure. So for context, like me and Jaymes, I don't think we ever talked to each other. Like there's zero beef in there. So like this whole Afro Jaymes thing kind of feels a little bit separate from what happened, even though what happened was like right after that beef, and maybe my initial reaction was informed by the beef that happened there. But like I really have like nothing against Jaymes at all. Like we've never interacted.
I have a pre-motion of you because of like something back in the day that of you and like Aaron Yero with like the Bleach Brave Souls videos.
Oh yeah.
And I think there was some like quote tweets maybe back and forth between us. I'm not sure. But other than that, again, I can't remember. It was a while ago. But then like it's like, oh, so like my precognition of you is like, oh, like you talk shit about Bleach Brave Souls, right?
Yeah.
And then you're coming into like Rebirth of Souls, kind of tuning that same like kind of energy, but also kind of damage control into like almost like you're trying to like it. And that's the perception that I got from your first initial video.
I think that's a very wrong perception, but
that's fine.
But I understand where it's coming from. For sure. Yeah, no, like with Brave Souls, that game came out on PlayStation 5. I'm not a mobile gamer at all. And when it came to console, it's very much like mobile game ported to console, right? So, but it's a mobile game that's been out for ages. So there's a lot of content, there's a lot of stuff to see, and there's a lot of just free shit to give you. But obviously, if you're a new player, you're not going to get to experience all of it. And I think Aaron Yero having Bleach Brave Souls be the main game on his channel, he didn't appreciate that I was negative on the game. I think there's also like a bit of lying on that side, or a bit of assumption, I would say, because like I played the game for 3 days. That was like I'm going to play this game for 3 days and then give my impressions. It was never about to be like a full review, and it was never presented as a full review. Aaron Yero's problems with it was, he purposefully ignored some sides of the game, you shouldn't do a review on the game if you're not going to try all of it, and that's never what the video concept was, and it's very obvious that that's not what the video concept was. So I think Aronier took it a bit personally where he shouldn't. So
I can't speak for him, but like, that's how I.
Neither can I. Like, he made a whole reaction video, and I just never engaged really. Like I think I watched it live on Twitch, and I might have said stuff, but I don't know if that got clipped ever or whatnot. I never took that to my YouTube channel. Anyway, Afro and Jaymes happen, and then DBZImran. You want to say what you said at first, so I'm not paraphrasing here?
Yeah, so I think my initial I think disagreement with you was when I watched your review of one of the gameplay trailers, and you came out with they're making terms up, and I think it was your lack of familiarity with the source material. That's the issue that I had. Now my come up was with critiquing people's or like debunking people's critiques of Bleach. That was my come up. So I made a video debunking some of your criticisms on the Rebirth of Souls trailer, like how you were saying, terms like konpaku appear to be made up. So I made a video showing where it was in the manga, where it's in the anime. I can't remember specific examples.
I can give you specifics because I think you were a little irresponsible there. If we're going to put it all out there on the table, and
that's in your opinion.
I'll tell you exactly how you were. How I think you were irresponsible, and then you can agree or disagree.
Fair enough.
But at first, it was just a tweet, laugh emoji. They're making up terms, yada yada yada. Am I familiar with it? Was I familiar with the term konpaku? No, 100% not. I think you can go through the entire Bleach anime or manga and never read that word once. Because depending on the fan sub, they might translate it to soul or they might keep the original Japanese.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's such a basic term that if you've read Bleach, you know it, right? I think, honestly, konpaku is not even a Bleach term. It's just a Japanese word for soul. So it's as much of a Bleach term as konnichiwa, right? Something like that. But you're free to disagree on that. Soul is definitely like a term that is mentioned a lot in Bleach. Some people translate it, some people don't. My initial reaction is where I think I was wrong. My initial reaction came from the Jaymes versus Afro stuff, and I called you a gatekeeper. And that was my mistake. I think at the time, I did not have that information, and I just jumped the gun because I thought I'm seeing the same thing again. Like I'm seeing someone who thinks they represent the Bleach community saying, you're not good enough for this, or you're a fake fan. That's how I took it, and honestly, like I've grown from that event, and I've learned to take stuff like that a lot lighter now. Like I took it personally, and I shot back. I shouldn't have done that. There's a crash out on Twitter.
I don't think anyone is in charge of any community, by the way. Like that's like me saying, Afro is the fucking hive leader of the fucking Storm community, right? Because I mean, he was at some point, but it's like he doesn't dictate, and it's like same with me and Imran. It's like the Bleach community will come at us too. Like equally. So, we're not the end all be all of saying like, oh yeah, you can't talk about this series. We just expect better. That's all it is.
We would never I think want to come across as that. Like we welcome as many new people who want to come in as to Bleach.
Right? I think that's what it ultimately comes down to. We just want better representation.
I
right?
think
you
if
guys
that was the case,
community.
I think if that was the case, at the very least, I would have been tagged in that tweet.
Which one?
In the initial tweet, where because it really felt like DBZImran is laughing at the stuff I said behind my back. I'm not like Jaymes again.
Sorry. I thought you were talking.
I got nothing for you, bro.
No, Globku,
go for it.
Like you were man enough to say, look, you've grown from that experience. Like I can say to you, I've grown from that experience. I watched your Sparking Zero content. I enjoyed watching it. I love your coverage of that game. With Rebirth of Souls, I had some critiques, fair enough, but I've still watched your character trailer videos. I know you're excited for the game. Look, I'm willing to bury the hatchet, but you've blocked me on Twitter, so I can't go anywhere else with that.
Yeah, because I think you were responsible, and we'll get to that, right? And I can bury the hatchet, but we got to have this conversation first, bro. Because honestly, what you did after was not okay. So I had a crash out on Twitter, right? And I replied to a ton of people, and I was omega aggressive in those replies. I stand my ground right here. I misspoke when I said they made up words. Maybe you didn't know this. English is not my first language. What I meant is like they are overcomplicating things here, because this is a game with 5 different resources per character. If you start introducing terms, even if they are Bleach terms, it doesn't matter. They're not even consistent, by the way. If you are a true fan of Bleach and you like to defend that these bars must have the original names, then why do you not have a problem with spiritual pressure? Like they're calling it Konpaku, Reishi, but then they're translating Reiatsu. Like it's all over the place.
No, I would 100% agree with that.
Right? It's all over the place. And what I wanted to say, and this was a live reaction, by the way. This was of course I'm going to misspeak. To make such a big deal of that, I think it wasn't that big of a deal, but then a big deal got made out of that. And I think a big deal got made out of that also because of my reaction. It wasn't just you, Imran, okay?
Yeah.
So there's a crash out on Twitter, but what happens immediately after is a Twitter thread where I go like point by point and I go, bro, I overreacted here. I apologize to the Bleach community. Here's what I actually meant. Here's like, okay, where I'm coming from. And I think everyone received that pretty well. What happened afterwards is you made a hit video on me and completely ignored that thread and just focused on the crash out. That video has a lot of lies and misleading. And I think anyone with an audience, when you make a hit piece on someone, whether it's real or not, but in your case, I think there's a lot of lying in there, like objective lies.
Well, I wouldn't expect you to agree. Like, honestly, I wouldn't.
It's not agreeing or disagreeing.
Yeah.
You said, oh, he first reacted to the video and then he did a breakdown. He probably like sat down and wrote that. You could have gone to the Twitch VOD. It was all fucking live. Like the breakdown, the reaction.
I don't know how you do the
live.
breakdowns. That's the issue. I don't know that you do it on live Twitch.
But you said like he probably had early access to this trailer because he's got connections with Bandai. He reacted this afterwards. Like first he just reacted live and then like did the breakdown scripted or like sat down. I released that breakdown 2 hours after that shit went live. How much time did you think I had? Right? And like the culmination at the end is just like.
Did you have 2 hours to learn what Konbaku meant?
No, because I'm breaking down what the 5 different bars mean. I think right now it's obvious, but back then we're trying to figure out what the Konpaku system is. I understand that if you are a Bleach lore channel, you care more about explaining where these terms come from. But if you are my channel and you're focused on the gameplay side of things and often the competitive side of things, you care what the Konpaku does. You don't care what it's called. Me comparing the Konpaku system to Smash Bros was an offense to Bleach fans, not you specifically. Not talking about you, but like you understand like the different points of view, and this is where like a lot of the disagreement and the drama came from. Is like you came at it from one point of view, and you thought I did a bad job, not understanding that I was coming at it from a different point of view, and trying to break down the game in a different way from the one you were breaking down. My question to you now is, when you did that video, which like was, I want to say like you put it out like 8 hours after the whole thing was over, after I did the whole Twitter thread, like coming clean and saying, okay, here's my thoughts on it. What I want to hear from you is, why did you ignore that part and just focused on the crash out?
Well, I'm not sure if I saw that part. Like, I collected all the material that I had for the video from the initial crash out, and then I edited it, sent it to my editor to edit. However long he took. I went about my day, and the video went up. Like, and the thing is, okay. I spoke to Afro about it after the fact, and I was like, "Yo, Afro, if you're upset, I'll take the video down." Afro was like, "Look, you've got some big names on there. You know, a channel your size. You got do what you got to do. The video's performing well." So I was like, "Fair enough, I'll leave it up." But Globku, if you're upset about the video, I'll take the video down.
I think there are many falsehoods in that video. I think
like if I personally hurt you because of that video,
I can't say that you did directly, but the bigger responsible thing you did is whenever you make whenever a channel our size makes a video about anyone that is slightly negative, like you have to take responsibility for your community somehow, and you have to at the very least go, guys, this is between us. Do not go at this creator. It felt instigated, like that. Those words were not mentioned anywhere, and suddenly I'm hearing nothing but Kompaku and Bleach hater and all this for months, dude. Months.
Shit. Yeah. I think
and this I think is the irresponsible side of it. And like I'm hearing from people inside your Twitter that like after things started getting a little bit inside your Discord, sorry. And after things started getting a little toxic. And again, I took it hard that not only like the initial tweet you didn't tag me, but then the hit piece video you didn't tag me. You're still doing this shit behind my back, which is when I blocked you, by the way, after the video. Because this shit was happening on Twitter. You escalated it to YouTube. I replied to that video on my YouTube. Where do you think this ends? Right? Suddenly, we're just on full-blown drama, and I'm trying to make videos about the video game and not this bullshit, right? And then what happens is this starts heating up, and I hear people inside your Discord about you talking to your fans, telling them to go to my channel. Like, I don't know if this part is true. This is just what I'm hearing from people inside your Discord.
Well,
and so not only did he not tell his fans to not go at this creator, because you got to have the responsibility when you have this big of an audience, but you also are instigating the people on your Discord.
No, I've told nobody to go on your Twitter or like to follow up what I've said. But the thing is, Globku, we're talking about responsibility as content creators. My initial issue with you was that there's a responsibility that you have to research a game that you're going to cover. Not just like, okay, fair enough, you've done the VOD, you're going to upload it, but that video is going to go out to everybody as a reaction, as you explaining the mechanics of the game. Now, it didn't come across right. Like, you even saw in your comments that people were disagreeing with your takes and your reactions on that trailer.
No,
because
that only happened after your response.
No, it didn't.
Up to that point, there might be some small...
Yeah. No, but in the video, I saw like comments on there like, bro, Globku, come on, you're wrong on this, bro. Like, you know, these aren't made up terms.
Look, I just think it's going to get 100% approval rate, and when a video is that long and it's a VOD and it's like a live stream, like it wasn't presented as anything else. There is a breakdown of the mechanics that came out later.
Yeah,
and that one is called Bleach Rebirth of Souls Systems Explained. That is pretty like obvious. Hey, this is the breakdown, right? Explained. This has research on it. The other one is just like here's 25 plus minutes of gameplay, or no, that's not the one.
No, but in that video, I think in the video you were trying to make an effort to explain all the different bars, all the different mechanics. But I mean, would you have an issue if it was Chakra from Naruto, if it was Ki from Bleach, from Dragon Ball, or if it was Nen from Hunter x Hunter? Just because like those power systems.
That was a counter argument that was thrown at me a lot, and it's like, no, I wouldn't have a problem if it was Reiatsu. Like that's the comparison you're making, right?
I mean, I admit, like as time has gone on, Bandai done a terrible job of like translating, like with some of the terms in the trailers. Like I do get that, but if you're explaining it to your audience, I just think a bit of research so you weren't confused in the reaction would have gone a long way.
I have a question.
Can I just interject real quick
before the reaction? Go for it.
Can I just interject real quick because I watched Globku's channel and I appreciate that Globku covers the gameplay like tournament competitive side of things. So being somebody that plays competitive fighting games, if he calls Kompaku like, or whatever, he calls it like the EX bar, what call things in Street Fighter, or the Super bar, that's fine as far as I'm concerned, because his audience, as far as I'm aware, because I go to Globku's channel to watch like Demon Slayer competitive stuff, he's talking to a competitive scene, so we're less precious about the names and more just want to know what the application is. So in that regard, I don't think he really needs to say Konpaku. It's not a requirement because that's not what his audience is looking for.
The thing is, I don't have an issue with that at all. The issue was that he was pretending like he was familiar with the source material and then saying that it's a made-up term. That was my issue. I don't care if you want to abbreviate it and call it energy. Like I couldn't give a shit. It's just the misconception of saying, "Oh, it's made-up terms." Like Bleach fans, like I don't think the community benefits by you saying that. That's all. I thought that was disingenuous.
I have a question.
So I'm not saying it's a made-up term. Afro, let me just reply to it. Because I'm not saying it's a made-up term, and I think that's what a lot of the confusion comes from. I did say the phrase, "Oh, they're making up terms already." Okay, I said that, and like I just explained, English not first language. Reaction.
Well, it's not my first language. I'm Pakistani, bro. Like,
reaction live, DBZImran. I hope you understand. Like I'm gonna misspeak sometimes, and the intention of that phrase is when the announcer starts talking about deplete your opponent's reishi and destroy their Kompaku, and it's like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to understand how this game is played. which one of these there are 5 bars on screen. Which one is the reishi? You can do whatever research you want on Bleach. Your spirit particles are not going to tell you that reishi is the HP. You learn that after watching that trailer once or twice, right? The initial reaction is like, huh? And everyone, if you read those comments that you just mentioned, the general reaction is, thank you for breaking this down, because I didn't understand it at first. It only turned to like, Globku, you should have known what Kompaku is after you made your video. That's when all of your fans came to my video and started calling me out on that.
Honestly,
the reaction to that video was positive until you made your video. I'm telling you for a fact, the reaction to that video was positive until you made that video.
No, bro, honestly, like, I'm telling you, before I made any video, I saw critical comments on there.
Oh, yeah.
They were calling you out. And
that
in
there
that
were
video,
critical comments.
like,
I don't disagree that there were critical comments. I'm telling you the consensus.
Look, as somebody who's read Bleach, like, Reishi, Reiryoku, Reiatsu, these are just terms that, like, you know, come off of our tongue. Like, we know these terms.
Yeah.
Like, we're very familiar with them. So it wasn't a surprise to us. You come across as though, like, you know Bleach very well. You're well-versed with it. That's why I called you out. Like, that's all that is. Like, you claim to be a fan, but you don't know the terms. And then I got upset when you said, oh, they're making up terms already. I was like, yo, I've come to this video wanting to watch my man's reaction, and you're hating on the series that, you know, you're trying to
hating.
promote.
How is that hating on the series? That's what I don't get. I watch Bleach weekly. Do you know how long that was? Do you know when Bleach was coming out weekly?
Yeah, I watched it at the time. Oh wait, like 05.
Right.
010,
Okay.
yeah.
So I don't like mobile games. So I haven't like kept up with Brave Souls, which is like a great way to keep you reminded of these characters and the arcs they go through. I picked up Bleach again on the Fullbringer arc because I wanted to read Thousand Year Blood War.
Yeah.
And so I read the manga from that arc all the way to the end, and then Thousand Year Blood War came back. Right? And I think like the final hit piece that like came from you, I don't know who fed you that, because I don't believe you found it, is the bigger number better person thing from Discord. For those that don't know,
yeah, I saw that screenshot.
there's a dude like trying to talk to me, trying to start shit, and I'm like, talk to me when you got 10K followers, bigger number better person. You don't see the sarcasm in that phrase if you don't want to see it. And you sold that as real. And that is an old message. And whoever found that can very easily go to my Twitter, search for Bleach, and look up all the times that I glazed it ever since Thousand Year Blood came back. Like,
Look,
I can't believe that I'm alive right now to enjoy this shit type tweets, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was a hit piece. That was looking for the worst possible information to paint me in a negative light towards your audience. I'm calling it out as how it is, bro. You have an easier time finding positive messages from me talking about Bleach than you have finding this message from 2021, I think.
Look, the thing is, we've come to a point where we can go around in circles. Or I can private that video. Like, I know you're upset about it. Look, I hurt your feelings. Last thing I want is to hurt somebody's feelings. I'll private the video. It's gone, bro. Don't worry about it. And we can bury the hatchet. We'll go one-on-one on Rebirth of Souls, and you can prove to me how much of a shit gamer I am. Fair enough.
I didn't challenge you. That was Keon, but
Well, what I'm saying is that's what we're trying to do here as a community. We're trying to, create bridges, get this game to be popular. Who cares? Like, that's the point. We want this game to do well.
Yeah, we do, and the less we spend talking about how shit other creators are, I think the more time we can spend talking about the game itself. And this is where I really disagree with your like content strategy, but at the end of the day, I have nothing to do with that.
Bro, like that was one video. I've made like 150 in the last 3 months. Just on
at the start of this podcast, you said I've made a living calling people out.
Well, that's how I got my initial traction. Yeah, like I called out Bleach critics. Yeah, I did the same kind of strategy with your content, bro. Like, is what it is. Like, it's just the content creation thing, man. But the thing is, I thought you were beyond this. Like, you came into the chat saying that you're a different person now.
No,
are you, bro? Because you look upset.
No. I said I grew from this. Like, you come at me with that tweet again, and my initial reaction is laughing. It's no longer like getting offended and and like
Yeah, but
fighting
would you
back,
unblock
honestly.
me?
Like,
That's the question.
yeah, I would, because I think we needed to have this conversation first.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Afro, you had a question.
I forgot, bro.
Didn't
I love
cut
this
you
shit.
off.
I was about to say some devil's advocate shit. I had no real opinion, bro. I'm just here for the whoops. Hey, bro, look. We got a Bleach game after some years, bro. That shit's awesome. I feel like, can we just agree to that? Like, look. We got some side arcs in
That's what I'm
between.
saying.
Got a good filler
Did you-
arc. You know what I'm saying?
Did
think
you
we
grab
should
a
all just
copy
fucking
off of a
admit-
back of a truck, Afro? Because I see you challenging people left and right. I don't know, bro.
I got
You
blessed.
seem
I
confident,
got blessed
dude.
with one of those.
All right, all right.
Okay.
I don't know if a week
I have a-
two
I have a
challenge with you
question.
is an honest challenge. Okay.
Of course not. Of course not, bro.
I have a
But fuck,
question.
you know?
What's your question, James?
Globku, did you get to see the trailer, the first Bleach Rebirth of Souls trailer before anyone else?
No, but I had insider info that something was gonna happen.
Because there was supposedly, again, I had a screenshot. Don't know if it's fake. That's why I'm asking you. That you commented on the video while it was unlisted.
No,
Okay. I'm just
No.
asking, right?
there was. I think like they leaked the trailer themselves before they did the panel. And I think also before that, the website went live briefly, and there were a few screenshots floating around from leakers. But I did not see the trailer. The trailer, the first time I saw it is when I reacted to it. I knew it was going to happen because I think at that point everyone did, but I had not seen it. No.
Fair enough. No, I just wanted to get that context because you were saying that something that was like aggravating me a little bit was seeing that like you did the characters video and then you said, oh, like I have insider information X, Y, and Z, which is fine. Like I've been in the league game, I get how it is. And then it's like you got the PR of fucking Bandai just like literally responding to everything you say on Twitter, and I'm just like, is this guy the insider? And if so, fuck Bandai for that, because that's kind of corny, right? It's like be incognizant about it, right? No, incognito
Ryan?
about it,
Are you
right?
talking about Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan.
No, bro. Ryan is a brand manager. He'd be in a lot
And
of
then it's
trouble if
like-
he was leaking shit.
And then it's like, oh well, why would Bandai like? It's same with like PS360. It's like, why would they work with like creators like that, and then like,
They didn't.
even though they're doing something bad, right? And it's not particularly like a U or PS360 thing. It's just like an industry thing where it's like, are they so out of touch with the things that they say and do?
I'm not
I
gonna
don't
lie,
think they're
real quick. There's one thing we
out of
forgot to
touch.
talk about. Globku, I know you just got here, but in the beginning, DBZImran was saying he could beat the fuck at you in Breath of Souls. And me personally, if we're not gonna bring that up, I feel like we gotta bring it to the table. Like I wouldn't let someone say that to me, personally. Like I don't know.
I think deplete his bar before he could explain what Kompaku is.
Oh shit!
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Damn, well, you can make a video about that.
Reawakening,
Hey,
bro.
you can make a video about that.
Okay,
I got my ass beat by this motherfucker who knows nothing about Kompaku. I can see it. to be
Oh
honest.
wow!
I like that shit.
Bro, it's called 10 to tie the battle for a reason.
So are
I
you
don't
and
know,
James?
bro.
Are you guys gonna do your? Are you gonna do your match to move forward from this?
If Globku's down, I'm down. If Afro's down, I'm down.
I think that's the best course of action, man. It supports Bleach. It supports Achari.
I'm just genuinely interested because there were some things that like that wasn't like adding one and one together. So that's why I'm asking the question, because the geezer's fucking here, right? Like the fuck. You can't even ask a question without the Aspergoids fucking going crazy, like making some random shit up just to diminish that I'm actually asking a question.
So that's why I gotta fight James in this set, because chat, I wouldn't let him talk to me like that. You see what he's saying, y'all? Like, no, y'all can't really talk in here.
Bro, they've been
That's
saying it
crazy,
like that anyway.
to be
So I
honest.
mean, you ain't even instigating when it's already instigated. The fuck?
James just
Do
said,
better. Do fucking better.
IMC, that you have numbers in your name and your opinion doesn't matter. That's fucking crazy. He just DM'd
That's
that to me.
crazy.
Personally,
Didn't ask.
I don't
for
know.
it.
I think I'm trying to be the people's champ, to be honest. I think, we could settle the
You'd
score
like
there.
that, wouldn't you?
type
You'd like
shit.
that. Strike that
I can
big
get like a
eagle.
quick little 5-0. You know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying? Globku. I don't know, bro. I think the underdog would be Globku in
Yeah,
the
no.
situation. I think Globku can get the 5-0, and then Globku can then tell you how he did it in the fighting game terms, and you guys can intersect and learn a lot there. Like honestly, that'll be awesome.
I don't even think you understand what you even said. I think you were just waffling words.
Yeah, no,
Probably.
he does that. He starts going and then like
Am I getting it back?
gets away from him.
Nothing,
Yo,
nothing.
Mike, do something. Throw the towel, bro. This is fucking crazy. I'm just
Alright,
saying what's been said. That's all it is, bro. That's all it is.
What it sounds like to me is that bridges are being built here. Imran's taken down the video. He's gonna Globku's gonna unblock him. You guys are gonna do your money match.
Done. Yeah, it's done. Yeah. I've taken out the video.
It's
I have
through my conversations of like content creators. It's just a very simple fact of like you have like OG Bleach content creators that go into new communities because the fighting game community or whatever fucking community goes into Bleach community, and we get excited about it and then we get disappointed because they said something stupid, and that's all it is. And I think it's just like we're both wrong for having these expectations to put people on the same level that we might have, and it's the other side's for not really doing the research. And I think it's like there has to be a middle ground. There has to be like a, we both.
Again, I don't think I need to do research.
Yeah, I think that's stupid. I'm gonna be honest.
This may come across as hella cocky.
Not with you, Globku. Right? Okay, let's say not with you.
Name 3 content creators who understand arena fighters better than I do.
Oh fuck! I don't know anything about arena fighters in general.
But
right?
that's exactly my point. It's like I'm coming at it from a different angle. Like we're not talking about the same thing. Like in your content has a place on YouTube for sure. Like if you're coming at it from a lore perspective.
Please understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should research everything about Bleach. I think I'll be more specific. I think you agree that you use the excuse, not to diminish that, but like that English isn't your first language, right? So then you're saying then your betterness would be to just word things a bit more carefully, or maybe reiterate yourself a bit more clearly next time, right?
And I'm not allowed to stream.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Okay,
then I'm not allowed to stream,
and that's fine. I fucked up many times in this stream. It is what it is, right? I have to take that L, right? And
what's the L here? I don't understand. Globku's content is around competitive fighting games. It's not about knowing the lore of the anime.
I should have 100% taken the L. No, I agree with James here. I should have 100% taken the L when DBZImran called me out on what I said. That is the mistake that I made. I
think it all would have ended at that, I guess. Yeah.
I think it would have ended there too. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's why that was a mistake.
Well, I mean, if I was again playing devil's advocate about it, you could just say like, "Oh yeah, I fucked up. I shouldn't have said it like this. My bad. I'll do better next time." Or whatever.
Oh,
right?
sorry,
like,
I meant to say this.
Yeah,
the other way.
Because then it just gets deeper. And then again, it's like I can say the same thing to Imran, right? And I'm guilty of it too, right? It's like, oh, funny, ha-ha, Twitter drama, blah 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 blah. But it's like, yeah, we can do better too, and that's fine. That's why I've stopped.
We agree this is stupid.
We
agree this is stupid. Y'all don't think this is dumb? Now that we like all said it out loud.
Bro, it's stupid, and there's 500 people watching this dumb shit.
There's 2,600 people watching. What's the
what a bunch more?
I don't know, bro. I gotta always say, in the day, bro, it's so stupid policing people over fucking anime, dude. It's just dumb. And I get the reasons why. But I'm talking beyond just the situation, like. Niggas just love shows differently, bro. We gotta be like gang. I'm a drive-by Zanpakuto, yo bitch ass. Like, we don't gotta do that, bro. Differently. No, I didn't know what Zanpakuto means. Yeah. You could know the 5 laws of all the Hados in the fucking world by 1 to 100. But I always comment on this shit because I think it's dumb and it's funny to me. It makes me laugh, and that's why I comment on it.
That shit's dumb. I don't think I've ever met someone that genuinely said shit like that, but.
Like I joined this stream because I love this shit. Like, I think it's funny. I think it's cool. I'm gonna leave this bitch and not think about like anything on a serious tip. I'm gonna be like, damn, that was entertaining. I think this is cool what the community needs. Like, I think this is fire. Now, can I just beat your ass in the game? Can I just do that respectfully and we shake hands and we just lock in, bro? I could be Globku's ass too. I'm not gonna lie. I can be DBZImran. I can be Hollow.
Bro, you can bring.
It's just
you can bring your 100+ hours and like my hour 5 will
100+. Hey, that's not my video. Like, calm down.
Before, like, it seems like we're all on everything. I mean, I never had an issue with any of you, but there's one more person I wanted to invite in here just to
We getting 6?
So it's
He
No.
really just wants to add the
We gotta get
fucking.
6.
new
no, because like everyone's getting along now.
He's
Everyone's
fucking
cool.
loving
We
this.
gotta get
You
6.
bought
Fucking
No,
loving
this
it,
is.
Osama.
I don't listen, guys. Listen, you need to understand.
Where is he
gonna go
peaked, bro?
downhill.
He's getting excited.
You guys
No,
don't
no,
believe
no.
in- Come on.
Guys, if I wanted to instigate a fight, I know how to instigate fights. I wanted people to come in here and hold hands. Essentially, I don't want people to fight. I want to get on with the Bleach creators. I want it to be a thing where we work together. We do fun live streams. We talk about the game. But there is still one more person that we should
a hand.
build bridges with.
Yep, we're missing a hand. It's not a family. Family of 5. What type of number is
in the
that?
fucking in the chat to shut the fuck up? That dude's pissing me the fuck off. What
Look,
annoying.
James, you gotta let the chat be the chat. The chat's
Nah,
always gonna be the
fuck
chat.
him specifically.
Chad, I wouldn't let him say that on Baba. I wouldn't.
But he did. That's crazy.
Damn it. We're getting 6 though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like you guys to bury the hatchet, and I
We
would
gotta
like
bury
everyone
the
to be on good terms, man.
I feel like 6 is a part of this community as much as any of us are. All right, that's fucked
Yeah.
up. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
this is Afro
So he
instigating,
doesn't get a
bro.
platform to defend himself. Oh my gosh,
He
bro.
did.
This
He has
is
Twitter.
insane.
What the fuck you mean?
But how are we gonna start a new olive branch without the guy 6? You can't have 5, 6, 7 without 6. Come on now, bro.
Like,
Get 6 in here.
sarcasm is
Baba gets
fucking
6 in here.
crazy, man.
But James, isn't it better that we're all on the same page, right?
On Baba.
Bro, look, I got no beef with the geezer. I just think the shit that he said was dumb as fuck.
Well, tell him that to his face
I
cam.
did.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you blind? Are you deaf?
I
The
might
fuck?
be because I can't see 6. I might be blind. I'm sorry.
Fuck you know.
Oh, bam, you know, you got it.
Bro, Afro a minute ago was like, ain't this all some dumb shit? And now you want it to continue.
Bro, but I love the. I literally said I love this shit. But can we just admit that it's dumb? We can have both.
This is where
Like, I
me
feel
and
like
Afro
it's
differ,
important to
bro.
say
It's like,
that this shit is dumb, but
you
I
can
love
have
it.
your-
You know what I'm saying?
You can have your
gotta
drama.
tell
Like I'm out.
You out, Globku?
This is where,
bro, the best.
this is where we
part is
disagree,
don't
bro.
leave. You
This
gotta
is where we
couch for-
disagree.
Wait.
I just want to go back to making
Hold
videos
on,
on the
hold on,
game.
before you
like,
leave.
I like
Globku,
this shit.
before you
I know
leave.
you thrive
Nah,
on it,
you
bro.
You got a
Okay,
couch.
man.
I got a beanbag. We can just get popcorn. That's all we need, bro. This is the community. I think we just literally just needed just to sit back and enjoy it. You know? Nah, I'm kidding though. I get it though. I'm
Well,
about to
before
leave, too.
Sixworld gets it, I do want to say to Globku though that like in terms of like arena fighters, you have all my respect in the world. Like I'm not gonna come at you on arena fighters, but when this
Yeah, I
game
mean,
comes out,
That
when
means a lot
Bleach,
to me, Mike.
when-
Coming
when-
from you, that means a lot, bro.
yeah, no, I watch your videos all the time. When I learned how to play Demon Slayer watching your stuff.
Let's
But
go.
you were the
You gotta
main
join
guy.
tournaments, bro. You gotta join tournaments for the second one. I think
Yeah,
like
no,
once
100%.
you're in it, I think Demon Slayer like is a real FGC game. This one might be. I will see. Bleach. Like I haven't played it, unlike
I think Bleach is
other
gonna
people
be.
on this call. But I
fucking James.
maybe-
It's fucking crazy.
Hey Sixworld, you okay?
Yeah, you can hear me, bro?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yo,
So-
hold on. Globku. Just stay right there, bro. Come on.
Alright, I'll stay right here.
Let's go. Let's go. This is important, bro. We gotta be here for these important moments, bro. I think everybody's voice matters. Isn't that right, Six?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I'm Bobble, bro. What's your grievances, gang?
Nah, man, I was like, I gave my little opinion on the One Piece game, bro, and like I had found out I was getting like quote retweeted, but I wasn't getting added. You know what I'm saying? It was like they was trying to little bro me, like, look at this little dumbass nigga talking crazy. I was just giving my opinion, bro. Like I didn't know it was that serious, man.
That's crazy. Hold on, be right back. I gotta walk my fish.
That is insane. That is insane. Right, that is insane.
That your boy?
gee.
Huh? That your boy? That's crazy.
That's
You
fine.
told me to stay. And like, what do I do
That's
now? Do I go
crazy.
back
That's
on my
your boy?
word? He told me
No,
to stay.
Globku, you gotta stay, bro. You gotta stay. He'll come back. He's got the link to come back.
That's crazy.
Look, let's just bury this. Obviously, Sixworld they took issue with your taking Ichigo and Goku thing in the mall. What do you have to say to that? Because if you're asking me, I don't understand what the purpose of that is. But what do you think about the people giving you criticism about that?
I think, well, a lot of people are calling me jobless because I want to go and do that. There's a lot of people out there that literally walk up to people and ask them questions all the time, and they'd be like dumb shit like, what would you do if your man cheated on you? How many bodies you like? You know what I'm saying? It's just content, and I'm just trying to really just show people that I'm not crazy when I say I don't think Bleach is as known to like the average person like the other anime is. I'm not saying Bleach is trash. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to devalue it. I'm just saying that it's not as big as people trying to make it seem to be. That's all I was trying to do.
But Sixworld, you know, if you took Goku and Jotaro, or Goku and L, or Goku and any character, Goku's gonna win every time.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but I'm saying like I'm just trying to walk up to the person and be like, "Do you know who this is?" They're gonna be like, "Yeah, you're right." They're gonna know who Goku is, and I say, "Do you know who this is?" They 9 times I think like, "Nah."
But they're probably not gonna know who Dio is, right? They're probably not gonna know who Dio is. Anime guys know who Dio is, but does that mean that we don't support a JoJo's game?
Nah, I'm not saying you can't support. I'm gonna buy the game. I'm supporting it.
So what's the purpose of it?
Because people are telling me that I'm sleeping on how big of an anime that Bleach is, and I'm not saying it's not big. I'm pretty sure, like you said, when you go to Japan, it's all over the place, right? When you went to Japan that time, and I said that's like going to America and saying you see Spider-Man everywhere. Like, yeah, of course, that's where it originated from. But I'm just trying to say that to the average, I'm just saying to the average person, they're not gonna know what Bleach is. The IP is not that big as it used to be. Because everybody now they watching all the newer animes. Bleach not around like One Piece and Naruto is.
What's
like
the metric you're using for used to be?
I'm saying, okay, what I'm pretty much saying is kids nowadays know more about those other anime than Bleach. I would say that Bleach is more for like a higher teenager and up, is what I'm saying. Right. Would you agree or disagree with that?
It was on Adult Swim, so that would be correct. But what's the metric that you're using for popularity?
I just said it. All the other animes are targeting kids. They might not be targeting them, but majority
So it's your worldview, not a metric.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So yeah. So like, it's just an opinion. It's not based on any fact.
I'm not saying it's a fact.
Right. Okay.
I'm just giving more truth to my opinion. It's still an opinion at the end of the day.
Would you say that opinion would be ignorant?
Ignorant?
Yeah, would you say that opinion would be ignorant?
I don't think me making an opinion based on an animation and pixels is me being ignorant.
No, but then you presenting that opinion as a fact. That's the issue.
That Bleach isn't as big as Dragon Ball.
That's your opinion. You're presenting it as a fact.
Okay, so
but how about the consensus? And you say, "Oh, well, it's my worldview." Would you say, "Well, that would be an incorrect worldview"?
Okay, so when you're telling me, right, that Bleach is bigger than I think it is, right? And then I argue that by going out in public and asking the average person, "Do you know who this is?" And 9 times out of 10, they don't. That's just me backing off what I'm saying because y'all making me seem like I'm hating.
Taking a very small case study and very specific of like, oh, Goku is literally the geezer that brought anime to the West. Essentially, if you know, count like Akira and shit, but like literally, it's Goku. Like you couldn't pick a more pinnacle fucking character.
What character? Okay, so
anyone.
Who should I use then? Tell me.
Naruto or Luffy? Fuck it, big three.
I think Naruto still beats that though.
Naruto would win, but the gap wouldn't be as big for sure. Like if you're gonna ask people, are they gonna know Goku or Naruto more? More people are gonna say Goku because he's just that big.
If you took Ichigo,
it's literally. I'd love to ask a question as someone outside of this drama.
Yeah, go on.
Why do you care so much if you think the content is bad?
You talking to me?
No, I mean like if the content idea that Six had for like going around and asking people Goku or Ichigo, like, can you name these characters? Like if you think that video is bad and it would be a better video with maybe Naruto or Ichigo, like isn't he just making a bad video at the end of the day? Is that so important?
Yeah, no, it would be a bad video, right? And I can tell you why it would be a bad video. And I have the right to say it's a bad fucking like concept, right? Like go fucking do it. Like I'll tell you the result that you'll get, right? Like it doesn't create a discourse to your point that you're making. It's just a very unfair discourse that seems to be pushing a narrative of bias that you're just trying to get confirmation on. It's not a fair case study.
But what makes the content bad?
Because it's
I think you're just discovering that water is wet. Right?
Okay. Yes. So I get what they're saying. Yeah. So they're saying that it's obvious. The obvious answer is going to be obvious. We don't got to watch your video to know what everyone's going to say, right?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. And I agree but I'm just saying, why am I being called out my name, bro? You don't even know me. You got a bigger platform than me. So when you going on Twitter talking about, yeah, this guy's fucking stupid, then now everybody, you just
look, don't victim card this. I'm call everyone on Twitter that says something stupid, like dumb, right? Like, you're not special. You know, it can be a guy with 0 followers. Like, if it's dumb, it's dumb. Don't victim card it. It's cringe.
How am I victim carding?
You're saying, you're bigger than me. Are we both not human? Do we both not have opinions?
I'm saying you're bigger. I'm not saying you're a bigger man than me. I'm saying you're bigger as far as a content creator. You are bigger than me, bro.
But I'm not looking at it like that. I'm seeing us as 2 human beings with like opinions, and like I'm saying it's stupid, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm saying,
and I never directed anyone towards you. I never said your name. I side this because you are a smaller creator, and I don't want you having harassment. But at the same time, it does annoy me, and I think it is stupid. And that's why I talked about the stream as a whole rather than as an individual.
But everybody know you was talking about me. Like, they made a video, they knew you were talking about me. That's what I'm saying. You can say that all you want, but they know what you're talking about.
He was following the fucking stream anyway. So anyone that would be in the know is in the know. But people who follow me that aren't in the know wouldn't be going towards you or the stream in general, right?
I mean,
can I just interject there quickly? To be fair to him, Sixworld, like, if you put yourself online, you are open to criticism. So like, and you've got like 60,000-70,000 subs, right? So you're well known within the anime scene. So if you put an opinion out there, I think it's fair that people criticize you. I mean, I put opinions out there on Mortal Kombat, and the MK community don't like it sometimes, and they criticize me for it. I can't really be like, oh well, this, you know, whoever it might be, Sonic Fox, he's much bigger creator than me. He can't say anything. It's like, if I put my voice online, I've got to hold it.
I mean, I don't care if they talk about me though, bro. That's why I never attacked him personally. I said, I just wrote to you, like, nah, that's out of context, but that's it. Like, I got death threats, bro. I don't care though. I'm not tweeting about that. I'm making a video about it, but you know, someone told me, watch your back with a knife emoji. What the fuck? Niggas told me to go kill yourself. That's crazy. Because I said, Bleach not going to,
you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, it's cool though. Like, I'm not. That's why I said I don't got nothing against y'all two. I'm just saying, like, I just want to know why I'm being called dumb for wanting to go to the mall and make a video. It's just a content creator thing. We make content.
Yeah, and I'm saying it's dumb because everyone knows the answer, and that's why I think it's dumb, right? As I said at the very start of this stream, I have no beef with anyone from that stream. I just say it as it is. This concept or this idea or this statement is dumb. I don't make personal attacks on you.
Yeah.
I just said the thing that you said is fucking stupid, right?
Sixworld, you've got like over 700 videos, bro. Like, in the last 5 months, there have been 40 Bleach trailers. You've not made a single video on a Bleach trailer, and now you want to make Bleach content. Like,
when did I make it? When did I make Bleach content? When did I make Bleach content?
Then why are you chiming in on it?
What do you mean? I'm in the anime. I'm in the anime.
So heated about it.
I'm in the anime game. Who's heated? I'm in the anime gaming content space. I make anime videos. Whether it's Dragon Ball, Naruto, Demon Slayer, I make videos on anime games.
Here's a question for you, right? And again, just normal question. Is going back, looking back from the things that you said about the mall video and the way you presented yourself when you were asked about like, oh, how many sales or how many players is it going to get? You said 2 to 3K, right?
Right.
Looking back on those things, could you see from the other side on how the Bleach fandom would react to that type of tone? And then can you then say, okay, well, maybe this is why the Bleach community doesn't like me and I understand it and I'll do better?
I can say this is how I approach it, man. When I make a comment about a video game, I'm not expecting grown-ass men to really get that riled up about it. I think a normal grown man would just be like, this nigga's stupid, and just ignore me.
It's literally what I did.
Type shit. Nah.
Well, I did, you know.
That's not what you did, bro. You made a whole voice message about me. 4 minutes of yapping about me.
It wasn't just about you.
Bro, that was about me, man. Come on, man. Let's be real, bro.
No, you were the catalyst.
It's cool,
No. I'll say you were the catalyst for sure. right?
Yeah, 100%. But I'm
So
saying,
guys,
like,
not to cut up your convo. Hey, Globku, are you okay over there, bro? You don't have to stay if you don't want to.
I feel like it will be a bit one-sided against Six if I leave, but if DBZImran wants to shake hands and we both
His
leave here
emotional
because it's not
support.
about us anymore, then maybe we just get out. Did he just
Oh,
fuck
is
off?
it
Wait,
just yeeted his camera?
we're
The
out
only
of
thing
here.
I don't understand
Nah,
with
Not that
DBZ,
fast, bro.
I think Sixworld's allowed to get involved in the Bleach space though. Like even if he's never made a video.
Look, again, nobody can tell him what to do in that regard. I'm just saying is that he was the catalyst because I see it all too often where people will say something crazy about Bleach, right? And then they play victim, like, why does the community hate me? And I'm like, look inward, right? And again, Six was just a catalyst of like all the multiple examples that I see on a daily basis.
so you think by what I'm saying, it's attacking the Bleach community?
No, I'm saying that if you're going to act, if the Bleach community are angry at you, ask
Right.
yourself, why are they angry with you, right? And then if you can't see that, like if I'm saying, oh, well, this idea is stupid, or your tone of like snarkiness or like almost mocking by saying 2 to 3 cells by your tone of voice or your actions or body language, right? It's like, this is why the Bleach community are going to get like that's their first impression. That's
Word.
their first like introduction to you. So they're like, oh no, fuck this guy. I don't want to like, I don't want to know him. And then you're going to be like, oh, why do people hate me? Because that's your first impression.
I never asked why they hate me. I know why they hate me because I have an opinion that they don't like. That's why they don't like me, and that's cool. But I'm saying, as a grown man, if me giving my opinion on an anime video game bothers you to the point where you have to like tell this nigga like, yo, you need to die, kill yourself.
Look,
That's
again,
tough.
Why
We
are
can
you
all
coming
do
to
that.
us? Nobody here said that.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
saying you,
anyone
bro, but I'm just saying in
that.
general.
I
You know
don't
what
think
I'm
anyone condones that, like literally. Like,
Yeah, I'm
no
not
one
saying
can-
y'all do
yeah.
either. I'm not saying y'all
Yeah,
like
yeah.
telling
No,
niggas in DMs. Like,
that's
yeah,
out of pocket. That's all. Like
Yeah.
any community doing that, it's fucking out of pocket. It's like cringe. Right?
word. And that's why I said I don't want people thinking I hate Bleach. Like I'm about to binge it when the game come out. I'm binging the anime. I might think it's fire, but I still will be like, I don't think it's as big as an IP as other animes right now, and that's cool. Is that not cool?
Yeah, that's cool, bro. But
sad.
that's your opinion.
Yeah, I suppose it's one of those where it's like you've just got to be like, this is my opinion. I haven't really delved into it, but like this is just how I currently see it, and that's fine, right? Because your
And like
opinion can
expect some
change as
backlash
time
for that.
goes on.
I don't
Yeah,
even think
backlash for
y'all
what?
are-
Saying Bleach not that big?
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't think
You
y'all
are gonna
doing
get people on the
counterpoints.
other
I
spectrum.
think you're just saying the same thing. You're
Yeah.
arguing
Yeah.
in parallel
Yeah.
right here.
Exactly. Yeah, bro.
It's,
Like
it's where your opinion gets conflated as a statement, and people are like, "You're fucking wrong. Why are you saying that?"
So how should I word it then?
Just say like, "Oh, like I
what's
don't."
your
see people-"
opinion? Like
It'd be like, "This is my worldview. Like I just don't see it that big like that, but maybe I'm wrong." There you go.
I'm gonna take that advice, man. I'm gonna word it like that on my next tweet. I'm gonna be like,
Because if Bleach does really well, I'm pretty sure you'll do a video and you'll be like, "Oh well, fuck me. I'm pleasantly surprised," and that's
Yeah.
good too, right? That's good too.
yeah.
But I think it's just the way you. It's same with Globku. It's just the way you can say things and people can interpret that like very fucking like disrespectfully.
3 words that'll save your ass, in my opinion.
What's up?
Just use them, bro.
What is it?
In my opinion.
Oh, you smart, bro. I thought you was trolling me. Yeah, my opinion, bro. In my opinion, I think Bleach gonna sell about 70K
There you go.
first week. First week, 70K. I said first week, not in total. 70K first week. In my opinion,
You know, first week sales include pre-orders, right?
for real.
Yeah.
I thought that was documented before it goes out anyway.
Damn, my bad, gang. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna
Six
say
Sword,
that.
I think like Bleach is much bigger than you give it credit for, though. I mean, Disney picked it up on a streaming platform, and the reports all say that Thousand Year Blood War is a massive success. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just objective truth. That's not a, in my opinion, sort of thing. And
bro,
also, I saw people
don't
were.
ever look at Reddit. Fuck Reddit. Like that's
No, I'm not looking at Reddit. There's other places you can get your data from.
no,
But
six. Don't fucking use Reddit as a reference ever again. Fuck that site.
I've seen some people. They've been using old Bleach games. Like I think the last Bleach game that came out on PS3 as a way to measure if the new game is going to be good, which is kind of
anime games back on PSP. If it
yeah.
wasn't
I just wanted to say it's kind of silly to do that because the market's different now and Bleach is like in the spotlight. So if Bleach was ever going to do well on the PlayStation, it's going to be now.
Bro,
so I
people
don't think
barely
that's
fucking
fair.
Play Dragon Ball fucking games on like 3DS and shit like that. You think they're gonna play fucking Bleach games?
But I mean, like Sixworld is like no one can like question him on making Bleach content. Like I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's anyone can really say to like because Imran brought up earlier that he's not made any Bleach content. Why are you chiming in now? But that's neither here nor there. Like, I could make a My Hero video tomorrow if I wanted.
I'll back up Imran, right? Because I'm going to assume what he's thinking, right? And maybe might be able to word it better. Is that if you want to just straight up say, oh, this is the trend, like this is the hype right now, I'm going to make a video about it, then just be genuine and say that, right? If he's asking Six a question, and if Six is like, oh, do you know what, it just looks fun, then that's all the answer is. Don't look into a question deeper than it needs to be, right?
Does he need to justify that though to anyone?
Yeah.
Where's he asking for the justification? He's asking a question.
No,
Right?
No,
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
yeah.
You're coming at it from the angle of like,
Yeah,
you got to be honest about why you're covering this game.
Right.
And like, okay, so who's
Yeah,
asking that question? Why does
Bleach
he have to
specifically?
answer?
What
right?
stands out
Like,
to it that you decided
yeah,
to make?
all right. So
content
like,
on it?
you want to know that, but I don't think he has to answer that question.
Yeah, why
If
is
you
it
don't
being
mind me
asked?
saying, but like,
Oh,
this
well,
is-
then he just says, "Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't want to answer that question." And then that's fine too.
Okay,
I
my
don't
question
think
is
that's fine.
why is
I
the
don't think
question
that's
being
for you,
asked?
though. Yeah,
It can just be out of fucking interest, mate. Like, it really doesn't
That's fine.
need to be defensive, right?
I know. It's not about being defensive.
Like,
I'm
I
trying to
never
understand the
came up
thought
fucking
process.
Globku.
Wait, hold on,
I know-
James. I'm trying to understand the thought process of someone looking at Sixworld content and seeing that he's never made a Bleach video and then asking that question. The thought process behind that is weird.
Then answer it, Imran.
Well, the thought process is, bro, like, what's the intention? If you're coming in with it with, I want to make a content on, like, who's more popular, Ichigo or Goku, and you've never made content on the series, it's clear that you've got no interest in it, and you're jumping on the bandwagon.
So if it's clear, why doesn't asking the question mean that a fight is just going to break out essentially?
I feel like if I may
It doesn't matter,
interject
bro.
here,
Like, I don't.
like my impression from watching this live stream is that I feel like you guys have stuck with Bleach through hard times, to where like Bleach was the
Just a little
bull
bit.
Vietnam, bro.
IP, right?
Just a little bit.
Sorry?
Yeah.
War flashback.
War
Right.
flashback.
And then
right?
like honestly the Super Eye Patch Wolf video did you guys no favors, obviously. I say you guys, I very much feel like a Bleach fan. I did not feel attacked by that video. But there are more hardcore fans, and I accept that like make
Well,
Bleach
it
more
wasn't
of
your
their
job at the
identity.
time. That's
and, like,
why,
Right, yeah. Also that, like, I'm a multi-anime channel, so like
Sure.
I don't feel personally attacked there. And I feel like after going through the mud, that now that Bleach things are good, anime's back, we're getting a new video game, you feel like you're owed something, or at least it's coming across like that. And you're seeing other people walk into this space. They are maybe a little opportunistic because they see, like, oh, things are good. Let me try to dive into that.
Yeah.
And you see a problem with that. But
To some degree.
why would that be a problem, though? Like, I get that, like, even if they are being dishonest, even if they are not true fans, even if they are just in it for the money, at the end of the day, are they not just getting more eyes into Bleach?
Yeah. I for some reason I don't have the answer to that question, even though I usually do. I've always said that my opinions or Imran's is it's always from a personal rather than an objective. You are completely correct. The more eyes, the better, right? But I also have a moral, which I'm pretty sure you would too, right? And that moral is we want good genuine people to be in the community, not these people that like, you know, just come in, fuck everyone over, and then dip, right? And it's like, that's why I'm saying it's a nuance between certain creators, right? I'm just trying to think of someone like who was consistent about it, like besides Eye Patch Wolf.
We can talk. We can use
Yeah.
Patch Wolf as the example.
Well, yeah, it's like okay, like you have this big content creator, you know, like his editing's good, his scripting's good, all this sort of stuff. Comes in, fucks everything over, and then pisses off. And it's like, okay, well, cool. Now we got to clean up after your mess, right? And then it's
You
like,
don't
okay,
have to clean.
no,
anything.
well,
that's
you're right. We don't have to, but because there is such a small minority of Bleach content.
Afro, get
creators-
your ass in here. I see you in the call. There's no. You don't get to just chat. You don't get.
Or
to
he's just like, yeah,
You
gatekeeping.
don't get
Yeah.
to do that. Get in
It-
here.
it
Motherfucker left me.
It's like, bro, the conversation is just going around in circles. Like,
Yeah,
it's the same shit,
dude,
man. Come on.
here's
It's just. I like. I
I'll
just
switch
wanted
the
to get that
question.
perspective out there.
I'll
'cause
I'll switch the
that's what it comes
question.
across as.
right? Do you think that any form of gatekeeping is justified?
My bad.
And what form would that be?
Hey man,
I can't speak in absolutes like that, because let's say I don't think any form of gatekeeping is justified, and then someone presents an example that I go, actually that one is okay, you know.
Do you think, you know, we see a rise, and again it's like out of topic, but we see a rise in like anime becoming more mainstream, right? And then with all these new mainstream people, they start dictating what should be and shouldn't be censored, and we call these people tourists, right? Do you think that would be a scenario where gatekeeping would be applicable?
I really hardcore disagree with that form of gatekeeping.
me too, because I'm a tourist.
Yeah, but
I've been called a
are you coming into a culture like an anime culture, right, and saying like you can't say these terminologies like otaku or weeb or waifus and shit like that? Like I know these are extremes, but I'm giving an extreme to see where the level is that you would justify a gatekeep.
You can come in. Let's like move away from Bleach here, because
That's what I would do.
It's too close to home for this argument. So let's go. I don't know. Let's go Naruto, right?
Sure.
Someone comes in. They're new to Naruto. We've been suffering through Boruto. Okay, maybe I'm starting the drama. My baby's gonna start crying, so I'm not gonna be able to finish this yet. Can you hear this shit?
That's fair.
All right, so I'm
That's
gonna
okay.
have to dip, unfortunately. But I disagree with that form of gatekeeping. I think people can come in, they can use the terms wrong, and that's fine. And me as a content creator, I'm not threatened because I know my content is better.
Type
I'm
shit.
not
I'll
saying
take
anything
the
about
spot.
using the terms wrong. I'm saying
Got you, bro.
All right, take my mic.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I
See
got
you,
you,
baby.
bro.
Bye.
I got
bro,
you.
Take care, bro.
We'll meet you.
again, this is where I get annoyed because it's like I'm not saying that people can't say these things. I'm saying that's when people try to control what people can and cannot say or change the culture to their whim when it was already established. That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
And
but I
feel like
don't
I'm very
think.
specific in the things that I'm saying too.
I understand what you're trying to say, but has gatekeeping ever worked has it ever successfully worked for anything? Does it ever pan
Yeah,
out?
I would say so.
Is there a single example within the anime sphere where this has actually panned out and the gatekeepers
I
won?
feel like the anime sphere is like coming to it. It was in the gaming sphere, and I feel like the gaming sphere is kind of like fixing itself. Like with a lot of like, especially politics getting into like gaming. Like I think like that's getting like kind of rejected now. So I feel like that is where I think gatekeeping may be happening, but there's no like case study for me to like concretely say like this is, you know, I think.
Oh, okay, we won't go into the. I don't want to go into the DEI stuff right now because we're going to go off on a tangent. But I don't think that's the same thing. In terms of like gatekeeping and anime
No, I
communities.
said politics in general, you know.
Okay, yeah, even in general, but just anime communities in general. As long as I've been watching anime and being involved in communities and talking to people, I have never ever seen a gatekeep that has gone well. It's always like ended badly for the people trying to gatekeep.
Well, I mean, it did work with Eye Patch Wolf, to be fair. but that's the only personal.
I mean, personally, I'm not like, I would never advocate for gatekeeping. Like, it stops like discourse from happening, creates division, like splits up fandoms. Like, yeah, there might be people who are new to a series. They'll just have to bridge that knowledge gap and learn more about it. But if you create a opening and welcoming environment, they'll want to know more about that series or story. Like, that's why I see it. But then you've got like Sixworld, who's. But the thing with Sixworld is that he's coming at it through an angle of like, you know, it's not a genuine angle. Like, he's not coming at it with respect. He got that reaction because like he instigated like people on Twitter. He got heat for it, and now he's Pikachu surprise face.
Dude, I'm not Pikachu surprise. Why you keep saying that, man?
Do you agree with like James's like explanation of it though?
Like, bro, like, James's words are James's words, Afro.
Okay,
like,
I just want to know.
I'm just trying to make it familiar to where you guys might understand the perspective, right?
Okay.
Like, so I'm gonna fuck up here and there, but hopefully you can like read between the lines type thing.
I came in the middle of like one thing I heard, and I
gotta ask you something, bro.
Yeah.
Something really important, bro. Like, how's that fish doing, man?
Oh, he's cool. He's good right now, but he might act up in a second. I kind of got him on standby. Waiting.
Yo, Afro.
What's up?
You know I talk shit about Boruto a lot, right?
Sure.
Right. You quite like Boruto, right?
I also talk shit about Boruto, but yeah, I like it as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's good.
I know, but like I'm like on that level of hardcore, like hating shit, right? So, would you as a person feel a little bit like if I started making like mad Boruto like chapter reviews, like gassing it up, would you not be like, the fuck?
No.
Like, what's going on here? No, I'm just asking. Like, you generally say, like, you wouldn't question it. Like, you just be like, huh, and then you just move on.
I don't even think I'll even notice it if I'm scrolling the timeline.
No, but I'm saying if you did, right?
If I did look at it and I'm looking at that message and I'm having to give an objective opinion on it, I wouldn't have an opinion.
Oh, fair enough.
I have friends that think the same way with that gatekeeping thing with the Storm community. I remember that was a whole thing when that game was coming back with connections, and I can't understand that mindset. I never have.
I
never
never
have been able to.
Yeah, I think I'm with Afro on that. I'll give you an example. Like, I saw KSI do an interview the other day about Dragon Ball Z, and he was answering questions about, it was trivia, and his answers blew my mind because I thought he was a Dragon Ball Z fan. So me and my friend sat in the chat being like, he said some random shit, even though Akira Toriyama's name. And I was like, wow, okay. I mean, you got a song called
Didn't
Beerus.
He say like teriyaki? And I'm like, brother, what?
Yeah. So,
yeah,
but we
like,
saw that.
Fused to form cell.
Yeah. He said so. But we saw that. We saw that, and we were like, okay, cool. Maybe he's not a hardcore fan, but it would be weird if I went on Twitter and I was like tagging him, being like, so you made a song and blah blah blah. Do your research. But that would be like very gatekeepy. You can have a laugh about it, but then just calling people out. I don't know if it really achieves anything.
Someone said in the comments, and I think this was something that was attested to Afro when I was criticizing him at the time too, is like saying like, can people's opinions not change? Of course they can fucking change. 100% they can change, right? When you ask me these questions, like, yes. Now, if Afro is like a fucking hater from like whenever till 2019, right? And then suddenly just like in a blue moon switches, it's like, that's a very quick opinion change, right? And sorry, I'm using you as an example, you know, just whatever. So that's when I start questioning the authenticity of it. And again, it's subjective. Like, I can't do nothing, but I can choose to distance myself and maybe not believe you as a genuine person. And that's me gatekeeping them from my Bleach community, if that makes sense. My
opinions have a change of opinion has a starting point. So if on March 13th I hated Bleach, but then I sat down with my friends and we watched some stuff and they broke stuff down to me, I could wake up on March 14th and be like, hey, do you know what? I was wrong. Now to you, you'll be like, he's chatting shit. Yesterday he was talking shit about it, but a lot of shit could happen in 5 hours. You know, you watch a couple episodes, have a discussion.
100%. And again, that's why I said from the start of the stream, it's fucking nuance, bro.
Yeah,
it's like
I get comments. Yeah.
Some people, it's like, cool, I'm fantastic. And then there's other people where I'm like, convenient, right? And that's just simply how it is.
Am I convenient?
I don't know, bro. I literally learned about you yesterday.
I just want Jaymes and Zerman, man. My bad. Is that your name? DBZImran?
It's Imran.
Yeah,
I
my
literally-
bad, bro.
All that I said about you was that the idea was stupid, which is
Yeah.
valid, right? And that this is why the Bleach community hates you.
I
Because
just
of
want-
this victim garden.
Yeah, I
That's
just
all,
wanna-
right?
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gatekeeping you. I want you to be like, oh, okay, maybe I did fuck up, and then just do better. Simple as.
I just want to say that to the you and the Bleach community, because like I'm more of a gamer. I'm not more like the anime like y'all. Like I don't cover anime. I just play the games. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to let y'all know that that wasn't me, man. That was my shadow clone. And like I just hope we could just get past this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Again, I've said I've got no beef.
bro,
with
why you
anyone
make
around
that face like this nigga's weird? Why you do that? Come on, bro.
Because I don't have an issue with you anyway for you to say that. So
You're lying. I know, bro. I know in your head, like, yo, I fucking hate this guy. I know I stuck to by your face. Look.
Because,
Bro, it's just cringy comments. bro,
like, I'm just
we're not
like, I don't know
12.
what to say. Like, how can I convince you that I don't fucking hate you? Like, the fuck? Like, you put
Nah,
me in this
bro.
awkward situation where I'm like,
No, I think
matter what
James
say,
telling
you
the
won't
truth,
believe me.
Six. I don't think he hates you.
Nah, I know I'm fucking with him. I'm just saying, bro. I'm probably not going to do the video no more, bro. Because like, I already know the results. We all know the results.
you're
I just
going
want to
to
have
do
some
it-
fun, bro.
If you're going to do it, which I don't want to take away that creativity from you, because going out in real life and doing videos like that is pretty impressive, especially for people with like social anxiety and shit, right? Like I could with difficulty. Just do it to a more fairer comparison.
Yeah, do
Right.
like Pikachu and Ichigo.
That's worse.
That might be worse.
I'm being sarcastic, yeah.
Yeah. Just do the big three or
My bad,
fucking
I dropped
like,
out,
I don't
gang.
know, man. Like do a new gen or some shit, right?
Yeah. Maybe I'll do Deku.
Ichigo might win that.
Do you know what? Like,
Fair enough.
if you ask mostly girls, maybe Deku will.
All right, man.
Well, look, I think everyone's getting along now, right? It's all
Hell yeah.
kumbaya.
No, I'm starting to like
fucking
Bleach
hate
now,
all
man.
of
After
you. You
talking
can
to
all
them,
suck my
I kind of
fucking
like Bleach.
dick. Yeah. Fuck all of you.
Are you guys gonna do your money match? Yeah, I think that would be fun to watch.
I told you. I think Super Chat should do it.
What people
I-
donate?
Yeah. Let's make it a charity event, right? Like, make people put their money where their mouth is for the entertainment that they get.
Wait, what?
I
How
don't
we're doing
wanna-
both? How we're doing
I don't
both?
want to
No
get
one loses out.
I don't want to get the community to like be like, oh, you guys have to donate. Why don't the content we can all chime in? If you guys
Yeah,
agree to do charities, I'll be happy to donate.
This is why I didn't want to comment on it, is because it's like I felt like it wasn't genuine to the players, because it's like someone's got to lose, and I know how the internet is. It doesn't end with just somebody losing. Then it's the backlash. Then it's like the money is like, oh, you just lost this, you're jobless, blah 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 blah, whatever the fuck, right? Or if Afro did lose, which he probably would win, and the fact is, because my computer's dog shit, bro, this shit's gonna play on fucking 15 FPS, but I'm still down to talk my shit. I'm still down to beat his ass on fucking 144p. I don't care, right?
I think James, it comes down to the way you carry yourself, because like I do Tekken streams all the time and we have a laugh. Like one of my moderators beat me the other day and we couldn't believe it. If you just have a laugh about it, I think people will have a laugh as well.
Yeah, I mean, if my PC can take Street Fighter 6 on like low settings, I can probably do Bleach fine. But like, yeah, like I just know the toxicity of the community, and I don't think somebody walks away a winner or loser. Like, you know,
I think it'll be okay, man. Like the way we sat here and everyone's getting along now, everyone's singing Kumbaya. I think that can be extended to the community. I think, especially over charity, if we're giving to charity, I don't think we should lean on the community to donate. I think content creators that want to get involved, I think we should all make it a big event. Do like a bar fights like Gutex used to do. If you and Afro, Imran and Globku.
Right? And you all like, okay, so if you wanted to join the tournament of big content creators, then like, you pay a fee to get into that tournament, and then the winning, well, not the winnings, but like the money goes towards a charity. I think that's good too. That's a good idea.
Or like a big pot, yeah.
Yeah, I think bring everyone together, Bleach, Dragon Ball, whoever wants to play this game, Afro and all the other big content creators, and we do something for charity. And that way everyone's happy, right? Charity wins.
Because I think that way, like maybe $500 might be too much for someone. Like not everyone can financially like commit to that. Like they bring their pot, like however much they can. It's a big pot of money, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Afro,
just
would you
agree on
be
a
down
number.
for that?
Yeah, we can agree on a number. We do, and then go
But
from there.
I think the chat misunderstands that. Like, I gain nothing from
gatekeeping Afro or gatekeeping, you know, Globku, right, or Six. I get nothing from it. So like, there's a reason for me, but I'm not saying that like there's an objective, right? No one should be able to gatekeep, but you are allowed to feel how you are allowed to feel. That's why I've never really called it gatekeeping per se. Now, you did say you watched my video from a long time ago, and like, again, that's one of the things where I could word better, right?
That's
like
fine.
the mentality is there. You just don't know how to express it, right?
Yeah. But that's why I wanted to do this, because it's better to have a conversation. We're all grown men, right? And we have communities, so it's better to just chat to each other. You know, because in real life, all of this Twitter stuff probably wouldn't happen. Probably go for a drink and get along and play some Bleach. So that's why I wanted to do this, and I feel like we accomplished that.
Oh, Bubba.
Does anybody have anything else they want to add? Because I feel like everyone's cool now.
Yeah, I feel like I'll just go back in circles by accident. But
Yeah.
disagree.
I just hope that the Bleach community can forgive me, man, and come to me with open arms, and we can just, you know.
James, as our leader, do you forgive him?
I can't speak for the community, man.
Bro, you're literally the ringleader, bro. Come on, bro.
No, I hate that shit, man. I ain't shit. I'm just a geezer that talks about Bleach, innit? Like, I'm not on
The
that
Mount
ego
Rushmore of
shit.
Bleach, bro.
I'm not.
All right, well, like if I needed like a sponsor, like somebody to co-sign me, would you co-sign me?
If you want me to say give him a chance, 100%, give him a chance. Everyone's allowed to make a fuck up, right? 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it is what it is. Like you're gonna do that for YouTube many times, right? You're gonna start beefs with lots of people. You're gonna say some controversial things that will get you cancelled, right? I've learned that the fucking hard way, right?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. You just keep fucking going, right? Just keep fucking going. As long as you know that deep down you're a decent person and you want to do rights from wrong, then that's all that matters.
I just want to spread love in the Bleach community in a positive way. Like
if you genuinely believe that, then just keep doing it.
All right, Zimran, what about you? Do you forgive me, bro?
No, fuck
Yeah, bro, I'm
Zimran.
cool and never really had an issue, bro.
Fuck Zimran, man.
It's Imran.
You couldn't.
No, fuck Zimran, bro.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I just y'all like big homie, bro. Like y'all the OGs here, and like I'm new to Bleach, so you know what I'm saying. I just want to co-sign from y'all, like for real.
You don't need validation. Just do
That's
you.
real.
It's not validation. It's just more like I don't know. It's like if I was a professional rapper, I want like Lil Wayne to tell me like, yeah, man.
What the fuck would you
Keep
want
doing
with
it.
that shit?
He's basically saying that you two are seniors in the Bleach scene, and he just wants you
Yeah,
guys
you want to make sure the block's not hot when you pull up. Type
Yeah.
shit, right? I get you. I understand.
I might be the biggest Bleach fan after I binge it, bro, and play the game for real.
Brother, or you could just keep trolling Bleach and get me vexed and then get like fucking interaction that way. Who cares, man? It's all a game, isn't it?
Bro, I'm not trolling, bro. I'm a
No,
dropout,
I'm
bro.
saying,
This means something to me.
I'm a dropout, so sometimes like I
it's
don't
all
be
about-
aware of my
everything's
surroundings.
marketing, man. Like this whole fucking stream has done more marketing than fucking Bandai does in the past 20.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has.
All right, that's the one thing I want to ask you, James. Not even just because I'm not saying Bleach gonna fail because it's Bleach too. I'm just saying like Bandai is known for when they drop games, like it's not really like online wise.
No, I 100% agree with you, and I think I did also mention that it is an excuse to some degree, but Bandai are ass, and the communities have always just like pushed it. You know, like Dragon Ball Kakarot, the community pushed that. Fucking One Piece, every fucking One Piece game that isn't fucking Pirate Warriors, like the community pushes that. Bandai just can't fucking market for shit. And don't expect anything from them. You should never put them in the equation, even if a game does well or good.
Yeah, we can
When they
agree on
drop when they drop Storm Connections, they ain't even add a invite a friend button, right? You couldn't invite your friends to the game.
Yeah.
It's the same with fucking Jump Force. They couldn't even do a retry button. Like, what the fuck you doing? Like, absolute incompetent fucking industry, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's my head in.
Yeah.
But they'll play victims. Like, oh, you're the bad guy for talking shit about it. Like, no, you're just shit at your job. Like, you have one job and you can't fucking do it. Does my head in. That actually pisses me off. That does. It's like you're setting something up for failure. That needs to be criticized more.
Hopefully,
granted, Afro
Tamsoft comes through. I got faith in
Afro
Tamsoft.
does do videos criticizing Bandai, and I fucks with that.
Type shit.
All right, I think we've accomplished everything we needed to do, guys. Any last words before we close it up?
Okay, Bleach.
I just want to address the people in the chat that was shitting on me this whole time. Y'all keep bringing up me spamming and sparking zero, bro. I got a Z rank bot spamming one button, bro. Like, get over it. It's trash. It's done. You know what I'm saying? I spam.
All right, wait, hold
triangle.
on. Let me just ask you guys this to close off the stream. Who, if you could pick one character to main day one, who are you picking? Afro.
Sorry,
Ukiura.
What'd you say?
Ukiura.
Ukiura, James.
Well, the spammiest fucking character.
Absolutely.
Yeah, typical fucking Afro. Absolute data replay, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking Ichigo.
Okay. James.
So fun. So
Six said that's the only character you know.
That's crazy. I personally wouldn't take that, mate. I personally wouldn't take that.
Imran.
Don Kanunji, bro.
I know the ice shorty though from Jump
See,
Force.
when you
bro.
got fucking dumbass fucking creators like this in your community, no wonder why I want better creators in my space, man. Like, come on. Fucking hell. You see what I'm working with here? Fuck's sake.
No, Yoruichi, bro. Yoruichi or Uruhara. One of the two.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well,
Why
I'll
not
get you
already
out of
here?
here now.
Oh, wait.
I'll get you guys out of here now because it's 1:30 in the morning. I got work in the morning.
Barbara.
I appreciate all of you, man. I'm glad we're all on the same page, almost, kind of.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to call
GG's
you.
gotta get my fish again, bro.
It's all good.
All right, guys. See you in a bit.
All right, see you.
All right, guys. What about me, Byakuya? Obviously. Yeah, I feel like we accomplished what everyone's singing Kumbaya. You know, we'll do the charity stream. I'll make sure we get that shit done, and we'll donate to a charity, and I'll put up some money. I'll call out somebody as well, and I'll fight on the card, and we'll see if we can get Globku on there. We get some other people. This stream wasn't meant to happen, so thanks for everyone showing up and all the super chats. I really appreciate all you guys. Hopefully the Bleach and the Dragon Ball and the FGC, we can all come together and sing Kumbaya. And yeah, now I need to get some sleep because I'm getting bags under my eyes doing these late live streams. I'm gonna have to book a holiday. So thank you guys for tuning in. This was a crazy stream. Can't believe that we had 4,000 people watching between all the platforms. Madness. But hopefully there's not gonna be any beef on Twitter for the time being. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Take care of yourselves.
Let's go. Fed into blood is what I used to fear. Even the reapers couldn't bring you here. I need to hear you tell me one last time why I'm alive, alive. What I want back never comes back. Who will forgive me now? You're gonna know what's sparks back. Before it goes black, only the pain lasts. I give up everything I had to bring, but what we had.見せてやるよ。最後の月が天章だ。